text line 888-368-1580 as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, so there's already a scandal today, Keon. Just off the bat. Yeah, and it has to do with the show that was on just before us. Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen.
Oh, I didn't notice the scandal happening.
No, the scandal's already happened. I got an email, and there are photos of Dylan Cohen with a 2054 Sports Almanac that he bought from somebody named Biff Tannen. This is not going to be a good look for CRC Broadcasting. I mean, listen, if you have the ability to travel into the future, why would you do a betting show? You know what I'm saying?
It seems unwise. We're gonna have to talk about this, me and Dylan. We're gonna have to have a conversation.
It explains a lot, though, doesn't it? Oh my God, all these bets that he's figured out, and all the parlays, and all the thoughts and information. He stole it from the future. So if you see a white-haired guy and a guy who's kind of shaky and short show up at the station, just don't open the door.
I think I'll avoid that. Yeah. This whole time he was saying it was AI helping him, and it was an almanac.
Yeah, AI also starts with an A. See what I'm saying? Almanac.
That's a good point.
Anyway, I hope everybody had a nice and safe Labor Day. So I was doing pretty good until two things happened to me today. Just before the show, in the last hour, two things happened. One, my stomach blew up, and then I in turn blew up a bathroom, which my wife was terrified by from a distance, if you know what I mean. The other thing that happened today is Bebo had another incident out in the yard. He didn't die this time, but he had a similar situation, and I had to go out there and rescue him. It was almost exactly the same, except for he came back around quicker. So we're trying to figure out what that's going on and stuff. So, I'm just saying it's been one of them days.
It's a Monday
stressful on a Tuesday. So, text line is already loading up. By the way, the reason I told you about my intestinal issues is I just might walk right off the show and go to the bathroom. There's a chance it's going to happen.
I'm good to know. Glad you told me.
Be ready to do a monologue, Mr. Without Interruption.
At any point.
Could happen. Swazman says, good to hear you guys are back. If you can believe it, I picked the Colts at home against the Texans on Sunday in the Harman Solar Pick'em contest, and I got CJ Stroud in my fantasy league. But yeah, I think Indy can win. So do I. I don't know. I don't know if I'm picking them yet, though. I'll let you know. We'll let you know on Thursday, because we will do our picks in the 3:00 hour on Thursdays again this season. Taco Kenny says, hello, family. I'm tickled pink seeing the Dodgers. Okay, I'm not reading any more of your text. Because
we don't care how tickled pink you are.
Yeah.
Just don't care.
So, but he did say that Mrs. Taco booked a couple of tickets for Friday's game because she was working stuff. And then she was the designated driver for the ride home. He's like, anybody. I feel like she's always your designated driver, Taco Kenny, because when we saw you out there at the draft party, you definitely needed one, and she was it. She was all over that for you. So yeah, if you're offering her as a great designated driver for someone else, you might want to keep that one for yourself. You don't want her off designated driving somebody else when you might need it.
Yeah, and my guess is that isn't the first and second time that this has happened.
No, I'm guessing it's a regular thing.
Yeah.
Irish for me says, Irish eyes are smiling. Yep, go Irish. Great job, he says. So I take it that means Notre Dame won. We're going to talk some college football here in a little bit. Lost Toby, he sent, I don't know what you're sending here. He says, this blown call cost me a 10-leg parlay, 20 to win, $1,600. Also, didn't die this time. He died before. Oh, yeah, he briefly died in my arms. I had to reach in his mouth and pull his tongue out so he would breathe. And he didn't come back right away. His eyes were all fogged over and everything. He was dead. So I guess here's what Lost Toby's talking about. Sunbelt admits that replay officials incorrectly awarded Arkansas State a game-winning touchdown. So that shouldn't have counted, and you should have won your parlay. Them's the breaks, Lost Toby. That sucks a lot. There's zero you can do about it unless the people that you made the bet with decide to be cool about it.
Yeah, if whatever sports book you happen to be using, if they understand the nature of the call and how bad that was, but it's their discretion.
Yeah, and their ability to be cool about it is plus or minus how many other people made the bet. If you have made a bet on that, you know, a lot of people have bet the same, then they're not going to change anything because they'll lose too much money. But if it's a rare bet and it's not going to cost them a ton of money, maybe you can get away with it. So I don't know. Do you reach out to, how does that work? I know you're not Mr. Gambling Expert. He just walked out the door. This is probably a question for Mr. Beat the Book. Do we have to call him Mr. Beat the Book now? Or are we still just calling him Dylan?
We're still just calling him Dylan.
Has he gotten all full of himself already?
Well, it's only been one day, but
no, I know, but around here, you know how it goes.
So I don't think so yet. No.
Okay.
No.
Between now, I mean, a level between here and shouting the F word a couple times and throwing down some headphones. Where is he at? Still in the early part, right?
Very, very early.
Okay, I feel like we can ask him then. Until he becomes like that, I feel like we could ask him, how will the sports book handle that situation?
Yeah,
generally.
I don't think Dylan's ready to big time us just yet. So,
is he still in the building or did he leave?
He left already.
Okay, well, maybe he'll text that in then. Of course, now if he's really, already getting full of himself, he's not listening. You know what I mean? He's already.
Again,
another I hear Radio point. Ron shouting something. He knows something. Tell him to get on the microphone. Well, he's right there yelling at you through the door.
He's not yelling at me through the door.
I heard Sportsbook from him.
I don't know if he's talking to
get him on a microphone.
Else. Okay, let's see. I'll see if he's out in the hallway.
If he knows the answer, we could use the answer. I'll talk to anybody. I don't even care. Let's see. 888-368-1580. Lost Toby says MGM will refund the initial bet at best. So you might get your, you get your $20 back. But it was Central Arkansas to win, which is already a plus 400 bet. Yeah, if a lot of people made that bet, I doubt it. But if it's not too many people and it's a cool sports book, you got a chance. It's worth asking. 888-368-1580. So we have many, many things that we need to talk about beyond Lost Toby's bet. By the way, did you make that bet with AI or was that parlay your own thinking? I'm just curious. I'm not judging. I'm not judging at all. I went ahead and got that AI stuff. I can't figure out anything to use it for. Because I was like, hey, can you make some fun graphics for the Daily Blender? I swear to God, AI couldn't spell Daily Blender or anything right to save its life. And then it would have one that was like a kind of a cool looking picture. Then it would be just off. I'm like, can you put both fish inside the blender? And then the AI says, sure we can. And then it doesn't. And then both fish are outside the blender. I'm like, hey, AI, could you put the fish both in the blender? Sure, I could do that. And now there's 3 fish outside of the blender. It doesn't do well with graphics. I have found out, it's just not right in the head yet. But as far as other stuff goes, with betting for Lost Toby and Beat the Book, Mr. Beat the Book, I don't know what else I'm just probably going to turn it off. I can't find anything I can actually use it for. So what is he going to be on? You going to turn on mic?
That's actually Dylan. He hadn't left the building. He was in Radio Ron's office.
Getting yelled out already, huh? Welcome to the club, kid.
I'm here.
Welcome to the club. So, all right, as you heard, Lost Toby had a bet. It was $20 to win $1,600. And then the Sun Belt Conference came out and admitted that a replay official incorrectly awarded Arkansas State a game-winning touchdown. So the question is, will they make good the bet, or would they only just refund his initial, what he put up?
I mean, in my experience with this kind of a thing, there's not going to be any recourse from the sports books about this. And the reason why is because even though a mistake was admitted, the ultimate final box score would have to get amended. Like they would literally need to change the result of the game in order for the book to feel compelled to turn around and either give you your money back or honor it a win, whatever.
So I was right. It's plus minus how cool the sports book is. how much money had been bet on the original thing, and it's probably not going to cover anybody's parlays. So, individual results may vary, but I feel like what you're saying is going to be universal.
DraftKings tends to be the most lenient in situations like this. In this particular case, and I am familiar with it. I did speak with Lost Toby about it. It's not something where I would at least have an expectation that the sports book is going to turn around and do anything, especially just because it's now been some time after the fact too. I mean, it's one thing if hours after the game ends, the result changes and it's very widely publicized. At that point, you've got a lot more momentum towards the book trying to almost like is like a PR move at that point.
Right,
it's like
right.
It's got advertising value for them to come in and be the hero and be like, hey, you know what? We'll just give you all your money back. No big deal.
But since nobody's betting Arkansas State, and then in fact they're probably laughing at Lost Toby, nothing good's going to come of this.
No, but I want to just shout out Lost Toby because I do remember on that play, I believe he picked it was like a plus 400 or plus 450 underdog, and I like they had that game in hand. Like it just barely lost at the end, and that was an AI guided pick. So I mean, there was some substance to the bet. It wasn't just a wild irresponsible play. It just did not work out the way that he had hoped.
Well, I wasn't calling Lost Toby wild or irresponsible. You don't have to come around here starting that kind of stuff.
I'm
sorry.
Sorry.
I was not casting aspersions onto Mr. Lost Toby.
I shouldn't have assumed the same context. Typically, when I'm speaking with you, Jeffrey, it's from the standpoint that I'm being wild and irresponsible. So that's why.
You good day to you, sir. Good day. You have offended me. You can go now. I believe this guy gets a show in the first day. This is how he acts. All right. Thanks, Dylan. Appreciate it. And so there you go. He has a new show. If you don't know and you're just tuning in, Beat the Book is now a show Monday through Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. Listen now while you still can before his head gets all big and he becomes one of those guys from down the dial. You know what I mean? There's always a danger.
Oh, no.
There's always a danger.
There is. Oh, boy.
Just saying. Taco Kenny says the Mona Lisa of sports talk radio. And he had, that's us. Taco Kenny just sent a picture of me and him and his wife from the draft party. It's funny because I had to make him retake this photo because I was making a crazy face. Then I realized, oh my God, I didn't realize she was clicking the thing. So I'm like, you better take that again because I look insane. Lost Toby says, don't ruin my bad boy reputation. I could be wild. I could be irresponsible. Yeah. No, I believe you, Lost Toby. I've met you.
Are we shocked?
Not shocked, not surprised. So I know you guys mentioned this because I saw it pop on the text line. 100 damn days in a row of 100 degrees plus. We all need to move.
I think so. But as long as there are people here to listen to a radio show,
we take everybody with us.
That's okay. I like this plan.
We get everybody to agree, and we leave nobody behind, even if that means possible kidnappings. And we get the hell out of here. Oh my God, 100 days in a row of 100 plus, and it's not stopping yet. Don't tell me there ain't something going on here. Don't tell me there ain't something going on here.
Yeah, I mean, it was monsoon season, and we barely had monsoons. We had a couple, but
hardly nothing. I mean, that storm on Sunday, I drove through some of it, but it never even hit my house. Blew some stuff around, but never even hit my house.
Yeah, I was reading that it's so hot that the clouds.
How hot is it?
It's so hot the clouds can't form, and
that's not a very funny joke.
It's not because it's not a joke. I was not joking. The clouds can't form, so we don't.
Ralph
get
joke
rain.
bad.
Yeah, well, I wasn't telling a joke, so
I was like, I'm not going to say dad joke. I'm going to say Ralph joke. That's Ralph joke bad. So the clouds can't form. Well, I saw plenty of clouds the other day. They just missed my house.
The thing is, they can't form enough to become rain clouds, so we're just not getting the rain.
Well, we might not have a choice but to move the hell away.
That's the thing. Is like at some point we're just it's not going to make sense for anybody to live here.
We're just going to grab the transmitter. We're going to grab a tower. We're going to grab all the listeners. We're just going to head up north and take over some small town where there's, decent weather. That's what we'll do. That's our plan.
Solid strategy. I like it.
Swazman says, Jeffrey, as a pet sitter and a dog walker, it's been a brutal hot summer, especially getting in and out of my vehicle and being in afternoon rush hour traffic, but I survived it, and I'm happy that football's back. That is right. It's almost unreal, isn't it? It's almost, I don't know why. It just doesn't feel real until you see the first game, and of course, on Thursday, we'll do our picks at 3. We'll have the king of fantasy football on to answer your fantasy football questions at 4:30. It just doesn't seem real. Radio Ron says, hey, did you solve the mystery of the Urban Agave gift card? Yes, we did. It was actually Taco Kenny, and he proved it to me that he had the card, and we got him the right card. So all is well. I mailed that out with my own stamp in my own envelope. That's okay. You don't have to repay me.
The real heroes.
Mr. Wilbur says, I know I'm not the first person to apologize to Ralph, but I just want to say, Ralph, I'm sorry. Sorry for doubting you. And no, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that.
He's not even here right now.
Did he have a bet where he has to say, you're right, you're always right, you're the best regular season team in Major League Baseball? Does he have to say this? Is there a bet?
I don't recall.
I don't
there
have
being
to
a
say
bet.
any of this.
Oh yeah, you don't have to say it. I don't have to say it. I'm not saying that at all.
Nope. Sorry, Wilbur. I ain't reading nothing. Kyle G says, if we pooled all our money, we could get a whole town of timeshares and then have what's his face cancel them. And then we could scoop up the now financially unstable land at a very reduced rate. Wow, that is like Maui evil there.
It is a little bit, but I don't think that Chuck McDowell, that would be beneath him. I think he would absolutely go for it.
He'd be thrilled. He'd probably finally just keel over and die out of excitement. Yes. Well done, Dylan Cohen. Dylan was the one who realized it was Taco Kenny. And he says, I should have known. I should have bet Taco Kenny to have the Urban Agave gift card at plus 600. Well, that's dirty gambling because you're the one that handed it to him. So, no, you can't bet that. There's no odds for that. Lost Toby says, we get clouds with performance issues. We need a lot of those need some special pills. A little Pfizer action, little Cialis, little Viagra. Clouds.
Yeah.
Lost Toby says also, before we get GTA 6, I don't understand that part. That part I don't get. Lacrosse guy says, did Keon watch the big game yesterday? What? Oh,
the lacrosse.
Yeah, I was about to insult him.
Playoff game.
I was gonna say, what big?
Oh, no.
He tweeted you and me, and then I was like, Keon's got his own Twitter.
Yeah, he was like, pass it along. I didn't see that until today, but it's fine because I did catch some of the game.
I don't work for you, lacrosse guy. I work for Radio Ron. I don't answer to anybody but him. But I was glad to help.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch.
Lost Toby says, the stamp and envelope you use to send Taco Kenny that agave card is tax deductible. Also, I would bet that it was Taco Kenny. I remember because I was, it was tacos and tequila. Now that makes sense. No, that makes 100% sense. I don't know the value of the envelope. I actually don't know the value of the stamps anymore. It was a forever stamp. I've had it forever. I don't mail many things. Chief Skull says, afternoon, guys. After this weekend, I think it's time for a new pitching coach or someone who can call a better game. Oh, my God, it was awful. Well, guess what? We are about to talk about these Arizona Diamondbacks. So here's how the whole weekend went, right? Dodgers first, close game, eked it out over the Diamondbacks 10-9. Then the next game, 8-6. So we're still there. And then the third game, we whooped their asses 14-3. Felt good, felt nice till the next game where they turned around and whooped our asses right back. Not as bad as we whooped theirs, but still 11-6. They win 3 games. We win 1. Now we're behind the Padres. Fantastic.
Yeah, the worst possible result there didn't exactly happen, but that was close.
Yeah, we didn't get swept, but now I think they're ahead of us as far as wins and losses on the season. So that kind of stings. And then not knowing that Ralph was happy, also not someplace I want to be. You know what I mean? I don't want to be there.
Diamondbacks are now 6 games behind the Dodgers, 1 game behind the Padres.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can't beat the bear. We just have to beat the other guy, and that's what we're gonna do. We decided the 8984. We're not reading that person's text anymore until they come up with a text or nickname, right? So I'm not reading it. Not reading your text. Sorry. Swazman says, Jeffrey, on a non-football topic, what a great series, Diamondbacks and Dodgers. I watched it in between 9 football games on Saturday. Wasn't great. There was nothing great about it. We lost. 3 out of the 4 games. There's nothing great about that.
Yeah. I mean, if you
no
had
moral
a great
victories
time watching on Sunday, that game specifically,
right?
Sure. But the other 3, there's no way.
Berg says ebbs and flows of a 162 game season. No big deal. I know, and it's just, I just want to beat the Dodgers. You know,
yeah.
There's always a team you want to beat,
and it always feels bad when the Dodgers win. That's just what it is. But to give Berg some credit there, the Diamondbacks still very much in control of their destiny. They're in that wild card spot. They're behind the Padres, but they're still a couple of games ahead of the Braves, 2.5 games ahead of the Braves. So they're in control of where they can still make the playoffs, and that's where you want to be.
In control. Somebody sing a song about that. Was that Janet Jackson?
What was it?
Who sang a song about control? I got to look that up during the break. And I know we're late for one. 8984, it's like blasphemy. Well, I don't know. Are you a god? I don't feel like that's blasphemy. And he says, can my nickname be 8984? No. You have to come up with an actual text or nickname, or give me something to go on where I can give you an actual text or nickname, or else.
Yeah. And it's not blasphemy because no one's even using your name. It would be blasphemy if you were a deity and we used it out of turn. That's not what's happening here.
Yeah. Nicknameless. Says Lost Toby. I don't know if I'm allowed that one. I'm not giving it to 8984. He's got to work for it. He's going to work for it.
And that's called making up your own text or nickname. Please do that.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We got more baseball to talk about. Of course, college football, a bunch of sports stuff that happened over the weekend, and we will get to some NFL football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The Arizona Diamondbacks starting his 3-game series in San Francisco tonight against the Giants. Arizona has dropped 5 of their last 7 games. They lose 3 of 4 to the Dodgers, losing Monday 11-6. Ryan Nelson is the scheduled starter tonight for the Diamondbacks, 9-6, a 4.22 ERA. Arizona minus a 1.5 tonight, plus 135 on the run line. The Giants getting a 1.5, minus 160 on the money line. Arizona minus 130, San Francisco plus 110. Over under 7.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The Fanatic is your home for fall football. Catch the NFL and NCAA live games on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Brought to you by Bet365. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. After that, you can also save me, as I'm currently hanging from the edge of a cliff. To recap, number 1, customize and save. Number 2, time allowing, save me. Shoulders separating.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TURN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Ralph? Yeah, Neil. Why is that moving truck out front? And what are all these moving boxes doing here?
Haven't you heard? The Weekend Warriors are moving to Sundays at 8 a.m.
Yeah, we'll be the best pro football pregame show in the Valley.
I'll break down the Cardinals each week.
I guess I can break down the Cardinals' opponent each week. And we'll have a weekly segment with last-minute fantasy football advice from the king, Scott Engel. So what are you going to do, Ralph? I'm just going to be right all the time, like always. Whatever. It's the Weekend Warriors Football Sunday, starting in September at 8 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Okay, so now 8984 says nicknameless is perfect. No, you don't get that one. You've got to come up with something. That's a cop-out. I'm not reading anybody else's suggestions until you at least make the attempt. And I got all kinds of suggestions here on the line too, by the way.
There's nothing that you can use to describe yourself that you could turn into a nickname. Just how lazy are you?
What if I call you Dip Bleep? How about that? I'm just going to call you Dip Bleep. Like literally just Dip Bleep says, why not Dip Bleep? I think that one would be pretty good. Sir Drives a Lot says, lame one. Okay, which one is lame one? Dip Bleep or what? Nicknameless. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying, Sir Drives a Lot. You're always so positive and upbeat. It's hard to tell. 888-368-1580. So tell me, Sir Drives a Lot says, no, he's not picking a name. Oh, no, you're right. That is a lame one. So tell me about the San Francisco Giants, Keon. We should handle some business here, maybe make a little headway. We got Ryan Nelson on the mound tonight against Kyle Harrison. So please tell me it's going to be okay.
I think it will be. The Diamondbacks, if people like Ralph have mentioned, the schedule's been really easy and now it's getting tougher, but that does not include the Giants, in my opinion. The Giants have been struggling as of late. They have lost, I believe, the last 3 series they've been involved in. They lost against the Mariners, the Brewers, and the Marlins. These teams are not good. So for the Giants to go out there and lose like that, there is some advantage that you should have if you're the Diamondbacks. If you go out and handle business, this is still a divisional rival. Can't overlook them, obviously. But if you go out and handle business, the Diamondbacks are the better team, and I think solidly the better team.
So why is Kettle Marte back on the IL? Did something happen this weekend?
I might have missed
or is
that.
he not activated yet from the last go round? Because I'm looking at injuries right now, and as of September 2nd, it says that he could be activated from the 10-day injured list during the team's road trip. Okay, so in San Francisco. So he might come back, which is nice. Jordan Lawler, the shortstop, he's day-to-day. Jordan Montgomery had a lower leg contusion, and he's day-to-day. But Lourdes Gurriel Jr., the left fielder, well, he's now on the 10-day with a left calf strain. So it's not great.
It's not great.
But then isn't Gabriel Moreno out there too, the catcher? He got he had an abductor issue, but he was taking some batting practice the other day.
Yeah, I don't believe he's back yet either. But again,
a lot of guys injured right now.
Yeah, that's a big issue, and that contributed to losing to the Dodgers. I'm not saying it's the only reason that they lost, but it contributed to it. So again, there's plenty of season left in terms of getting these guys healthy and getting them back.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Kyle Nelson, who had thoracic outlet surgery, which I figured you'd go to a regular store for that surgery, not to an outlet, but whatever. I mean, you got to save money where you can.
I don't think that's how that works.
But is Kyle Nelson related to Ryan Nelson? Are those, because you have two Nelsons and they're both pitchers and they're both righties? Just curious.
Yeah, that's a great question. We've seen a few brothers.
I know.
In the
I
league.
asked it. That's what I do.
Okay, I'm
questions.
trying to stall while I Google, but thanks. Yeah, just
Well,
go ahead and.
I feel like I'm helping you stall.
You're not.
Here, I'll help you stall some more. Sir Drives a Lot says Walker is back tonight. That's good. Montgomery got drilled yesterday. No loss. Maybe it's actually a benefit, says the Berg. Marte has not been activated. And the Jet says Walker's making the trip to San Francisco. He's been practicing, but he probably won't play yet. Reno is out for another probably 2 weeks, too. Lost Toby wants you to know that the Giants play better against teams above 500, so Giants will sweep. Lost Toby, I say this with the greatest respect and friendship. Kiss my ass. Quiet Cannon says, if the Diamondbacks knew on Friday that they were going to score 30-plus runs in the next 4 days, don't you think they'd be sitting pretty knowing that? And then look what happened. They lost 3 out of 4. Mama said there'd be days like this. Or did you mean like Beatles? Mama said there'd be days like this. Or was that just John Lennon? I think it was just John Lennon did that song. Strange days indeed. Walter Mellon says, it's been long enough, Jeffrey. Who does this guy think he is? Not picking a nickname after all this time. Just ban him already. Well, I'm not going to read his texts until he chooses a name. And I'm holding back giving any of these suggestions because his punishment right now is to come up with it. And if he doesn't come up with it, he don't get it.
It's the easiest thing anyone has ever asked you to do to participate in something is choose a nickname for yourself, which you do online all the time. Just do it here. And you're good. Just once, the one time you choose the nickname once. You can't change it even if you wanted to.
Kiss the Cook is trying to poop in my parade. And if that's not a saying, I don't know why it's not. He says Snakes lost 5 out of 7. Don't think they're going to fare well against the Giants. That's like 0 to do with anything. You have to look at each one of those games and the closeness of the games. I said there's no moral victories, but also when you see those scores and you see how the games were played, you don't have that much to worry about. Losing 5 out of 7 now, with over like the last month, they've been winning a high percentage more, and they had a great long winning streak. So, no, the Diamondbacks are not broken yet. You can't say they're broken yet.
At least not based on the results of just that last series and maybe even the one before that. When last I checked, Shohei Ohtani is not a San Francisco Giant. Neither is Mookie Betts. You get the idea. The Dodgers roster is better than the Giants roster. That's why just about everyone in that division is better than the Giants.
I just wish somebody would come along and state the obvious. Oh, Quiet Cannon says, so obviously Diamondbacks need to pitch the ball better.
No way. That's Magic Johnson levels of analysis right there. That's
Keon, you're fired. Quiet Cannon is hired.
I'm out. I never would have imagined.
Enjoy working that 1 hour a day now. You're out. He's in.
They gave up 11 runs. I couldn't have imagined pitching the ball better. Who could have thought?
Yeah. Anyway, when you're scoring 30 runs in 4 games, offense is not really your problem, is it? Not even a little bit.
No.
Sir Drives a Lot says, yes, Walker is back tonight. That's what I said. All right. Fair enough. Hey, at least, we may have a little rough spot right here. At least we're not the White Sox. Oh, man. And you know, everybody starts getting mad. What's the name of the reliever for the Diamondbacks? Everybody gets all mad about, then he does fine. And then he does a little bad. And everybody gets mad about him again. Who's that? Oh,
is it Paul Sewald?
Yeah, Sewald. Yeah. At least he ain't flexing. The White Sox have a starter by the name of Flexen. Okay. It's a weird name, Chris Flexen. And he has lost a record 20 straight starts. Not 20 games in a row. Every time he starts, they lose.
Now,
for 20 times.
That sounds bad on his part, and I'm sure that he is not helping.
Way harder to forgive the manager. or lack thereof that just got fired a while ago.
Like he may be going out there and getting shelled, which is not helping. But there's also not any run support on this team. Even on a day when he's pitching well, he's going to have no bats to help him. It's a miserable existence being on that team.
So glad I'm not a White Sox fan. I
I
knew
was
a White Sox fan, and they were very sensitive. They may have already, they may have already committed Harry Carey over this.
If we're talking about the same White Sox fan, I feel bad for him. I'm gonna have to give him a call, check in on him.
You should
See how he's doing.
He was a very happy guy most of the time, right?
Yeah,
he was a very happy guy.
When it wasn't baseball season, he was great.
Oh, the Bears didn't do him any good either.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Walter Mellon says,
the Bulls.
Jeffrey, speaking of the White Sox, not sure if you guys caught the story. They had a doubleheader, and combined attendance for both games was like 89 people.
That's a level of bad you just as an organization you want to avoid, where you're so bad you can't even give the tickets away.
If only the draft picks meant as much in baseball as they do in football or basketball.
Then you could at least have some hope. Yeah.
Right.
Like, hey, we're bad, but guess who's coming?
Good luck with that. All right. So here, I have an idea. So this 8984 person who, should have a nickname, and I'm not reading their text again until they do. Here's what it's going to be. You have a choice. I pick one of the worst nicknames ever, and suggestions from the super fans are appreciated. Or you come up with a good nickname. We're going to do you like everybody did each other in junior high.
How hard is this? When you were last going on a website where you had to make up a username, what did you call yourself?
8984.
Yeah, I bet you didn't. Use that one. Yeah, you don't have to even try that hard. What are we doing, man?
Yeah, normally I would be very supportive. I help people with their nicknames, or Randy would help with nicknames, or they would tell us a little bit about themselves, and then we would help them come up with the nickname. And we'd even let them choose, because that's the cool thing about this show. But this 8984 has been texting for like a year and never has bothered to do the nickname thing.
And every time you call him on it, because he texted on the weekend too, like 2 weeks ago. Anytime you call him on it and say, hey, you need a text or nickname, he disappears for that show. Then he shows up later to continue texting nicknameless, except that's a nickname he's not allowed to have.
Right, which is probably we should write that down. It's not a bad nickname. Nicknameless. Well, I'll give that to someone else.
Somebody else, just
but not him.
Not you.
Lacrosse guy says, call him blasphemy. He might like that. ASU says, name him Pelican Balls. All right. I'll consider it. Waldo says, I bet scalpers on the street were still saying the game was sold out and charging over face value for that White Sox game where there's only 89 people in the would stadium. You're probably right. You're probably 100% right.
Just as far as the market goes, they may have been overcharging, but they would have had to still charge less than what they would normally do, because at some point you're just not moving the tickets.
Chief Skull says, call 8984 Bungholio. That's a good one, though. I like that for someone I like.
Yeah.
Bungholio's too
That's
good.
just genuinely funny.
Toby, I'm not going to do this one. He says, name him Burns when I pee. Then it's going to be me saying Burns when I pee all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it burns when I pee, because you're not going to think that person. You're going to think about me.
Yeah. It's friendly fire to yourself.
Florida Mustard says, call him, this is an emergency. No, because then it gives too much attention to his text. You know what I mean? Good God, Gamecock.
Did he send you one you can't read out loud?
Well, he gave me two options. One is more radio friendly than the first one. But even then, I might slip. Funk face.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, that's
one day where you haven't slept enough or haven't really eaten, and then you don't land that one properly. We're all out of a job.
When people have called that in traffic, that comes out of my mouth way too easy.
Yeah. Maybe avoid that.
Swazman says, as soon as Reisendorf passes away, they're moving to Nashville. That's why the White Sox, of course, Jeff Bezos might buy all three teams: White Sox, Chicago Bulls, and the Bears. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to move out of Chicago. Sir Drives a Lot says crusty liner. That's a pretty good one. Biscuits and Gravy says call them pina colada. How about no? Quiet Cannon says call them classy chassis. If it's a female, I'm gonna call them classy chassis now. That might actually be the one. Florida Mustard says, what about space between the? Oh, I can't say that. Tain't right for me to say that.
Oh my God.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, let's shift gears and talk about Keon's first love, college football. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, I don't want to spend all day on this guy's nickname. If he doesn't care enough, why should I? You know what I mean? I can be crusty. I can be crusty about it if I wanna. Waldo says, call him Richard Hertz. Oh, I like that. Choro says, I don't know if I can say that word. Don't know if I can say that word, Choro, but I like that. Rough Rob says, hold on. Let me come back around to that. Okay. So let me just, and you're right. That's a man of the day for sure. You already know who I'm talking about. Walter Mellon says, hey, Jeffrey, do you know you can bet on the dogs with the BetUS? Oh, really? On, I don't even know where that happens. Where are they still doing dog races? Kiss the Cook says, you said flexing was getting shelled. Shelled. He gives up so many bombs in the bleachers. It sounds like World War III over there. That is the definition of shelled, Kiss the Cook.
You don't, I suppose you don't lose 20 games or 20, how many starts he lost in a row without at least most of those games being games where you're just getting torched.
Niner Napolis says, name that texter Anonymous. That's a tough one. It looks better on paper. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That looked good on paper, not so much saying it out loud. Anyways, it's time to move on from the baseball. Let's talk some college football. Did you go to the game? Did you go to the ASU Wyoming game?
I did go to the game. Yeah.
Well, okay. So let's be reasonable here. Okay. Well, I want to be reasonable. Now, last week we talked about it. You said actually Wyoming, pretty good team.
I did say that. And the thing with Wyoming, they have that that reputation of, they're a tough team. They're always capable of having an upset over somebody. And so I didn't think that was going to be an easy game for the Sun Devils to win. I did still pick the Sun Devils. I still thought that they were the better team, but it wasn't supposed to be the game that it turned out being, where they essentially just cruised to a victory. We got to the game, we got caught in traffic a little bit, and they'd already scored before we even got to our seats. They
scored a lot early. They scored a lot. Period. The first 3 quarters, and they took the fourth quarter off just to rest, just to relax. Sam, okay, but so let's not overreact. Sam Levitt. Okay, now everybody's like, "Ooh, Sam Levitt. Ooh, is he as ooh as this game shows, or did the Wyoming Cowboys just give us all false hope for the season?" You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do think that. I don't know if they're going to get, if they've given you false hope, but I do think that there is something there with Levitt. The way that he throws the ball, it's a lot of confidence. He throws a bullet, by the way. I mean, that thing is about helmet level and it's moving down the field. And he's accurate, and he's not a Jaden Daniels, but he's a mobile quarterback. He moves around. They had some options with him, some RPOs where he took off and made some defenders miss and picked up first downs. I do want to see them play better competition before, I start saying, crazy things about how optimistic you should be about this season. But when you look at just how disciplined they were, they didn't hurt themselves a lot. They didn't make bad decisions with the football. The running backs were really good. I thought Levitt was excellent playing out of the pocket and outside of the pocket. And I thought that for the most part, those receivers went out there, competed on some of the 50-50 balls and came down with them. And I think the combination of all of those things led to an ASU team that I think they were 7-point favorites before the game started. When I opened up the FanDuel app, they exceeded those expectations.
Yeah, I feel like they covered the spread there a little bit.
Yeah. So this is a team I think that there is something to take notice of. That's the level I'm at with them, where they have my attention.
Well, Sam Levitt, here's his stats: 14 of 22, 258 yards and 2 touchdowns. And a lot of those other yards came from Cam Scattaboo, DeCarlos Brooks, even Sam Levitt himself with his feet, Jason Brown Jr., all of them had over 30 yards rushing each. And of course, Cam and DeCarlos in the 40s. So a lot of running, a lot of rushing. And at the end of the game, Sun Devils had 499 yards offense versus Wyoming's 118. And really, that number should have been like in the 20s because garbage time.
Yeah, it was garbage time. Even the one touchdown that Wyoming scored was as time expired in the fourth quarter. They were at no point close to having a shot in this game.
So not Scat, what was that guy's name? Evan Savodobodobo, they pulled his ass after 2 interceptions and only 42 yards. And this Caden Anderson comes in and he's 4 or 5 for 36 yards and a touchdown. That was the only bright spot they had. But at that point, I don't know if it really mattered. But here's the thing. Did you feel like Savodobodobo was just really bad, or is our defense pretty good?
I thought the defense was great. He was also not good, to be clear. But the defense, I thought, they got to him and they rattled him early. There were a couple of sacks that were just brutal. And I mean, legal hits, just good form tackles. But I mean, when they hit him, they got all of them. I mean, it was a defense, I thought, that was flying around, and they were arriving at the football violently. And that's the kind of thing you love to see. I mean, Kenny Dillingham said it this offseason. He wanted the offense and the defense to play faster. He thought they weren't fast enough last year. And you can tell that the players that they went out and brought in, as well as the coaching being done, the emphasis was speed. The defense plays fast. The offense plays fast. And I thought that Wyoming's quarterback, I don't think that he was playing poorly. I think that he was getting hit a lot, and he didn't have a whole lot of time to throw the football either.
So when I went and watched my son play football last Friday, I got a surprise. I'll tell you about that in a second. But it reminded me of this game. Only my son's team beat them like 54-0. and it was a mercy score kill after 50 points, and they stopped the game. That's how bad it was.
Oh, man.
And my son played great, it was I was like really enjoying it, and he was hyped up. And then, but here's the thing that was surprise: it just came out of nowhere. Nobody told me this, so I'm sitting there watching, and they get a defensive touchdown. The defense was just killing it, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, they're going to actually try to kick an extra point. That's cool. And here comes my son up to kick the extra point. I'm like,
well, he kicks now too.
It's like, you're the me of CRC broadcasting. I mean, just and so he runs up and he nails it. I'm like, what?
He just does everything.
And it turned out nobody knew this was going to happen. Nobody had any clue. They just decided last second because they had lost their last game so close. They're like, we have to at least try the extra point. And so then this is where it gets even crazier. So they are just destroying this team, but this team is fighting hard even up until towards the end of the game. And at the end of the game, the offense scores a touchdown, and so here goes up my son to do the extra point. But they kept having penalties at the line. There were penalties at the line, and they kept getting pushed back. So he's kicking from the 30-yard line, which is a 47-yard field goal attempt. So it's an extra point all the way back at the 30. It's 30 plus 17, and he drills it. It's a little lower than you might want it to be, but had the distance, it was just perfect. Right in. I'm like, oh my God, I just gave birth to next Pat McAfee, because he's a big, muscular. He's not a kicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's a football player.
And that's probably why they had him kicking the extra points, because it's like, we got him on offense and defense. Why not special teams too? Just throw him out there. Well, let's see what happens.
So I was very proud. And it was a lot of fun for him. But I'm just sitting there going, if he keeps developing that, even if things don't turn out for him doing wide receiver or being a safety, there's still money in kicking.
There's plenty of money in kicking.
There's always money in the banana stand. I'm just saying. Why not? Somebody will pull up tape of me saying that kickers aren't football players. Yeah, but it's okay when they're rich.
That's the thing is kickers don't mind being made fun of a lot. Do you think that Harrison Butker, after his contract, he's bitter about
no, he's just bitter when he sees a woman driving a car.
Well,
that's an affront to him.
That deeply hurts his feelings. But as far as people making fun of his job, no, I think his job has done very well for him.
Unnamed texter says, this is not 8984. This is actually unnamed texter. That's his name. Sebastian Janikowski had a long, profitable career, kept his knees and his brains, all while being 6'5" and 240 pounds. It's a good point. And listen, to me, I see it as a fallback if the other stuff doesn't pan out. Or let's say he injures something that you can't go without when you're being a wide receiver or safety. But being a kicker just means a nice little trot up to the ball and just kick the hell out of it, Rough Robs, I will get to that text as soon as we talk about that. I promise we will, probably in the next hour. So anyway, the Sun Devils, it was great to see 48-7, good way to start the season. And listen, I'm not looking for a college football championship here. I just want to beat U of A. That's it. Just want to beat them. I want to see them suffer. I want to see them fall out of the AP top 25. I want to see them pull a Florida State, but I mean, they won their game this weekend too. Not as well as we did, and I think they struggled against a worse team than what we played, but whatever. Arizona did win, and they've I think they've moved up to 20. Keon, weren't they 22 before?
They're 21.
The AP says 20 right now. Are we looking at I'm pretty sure I've got the right one. Georgia is in first
Yahoo
place.
Had them at 21, so maybe
Yahoo made a boo-boo.
Yeah.
Florida State gone after their 0-2 start, which, by the way, is a little bit historic. It's their second straight loss after being a double-digit favorite. That's got to hurt. You're a double-digit favorite to win the game, and you lose. Last time, same thing. Is that what they call a bad beat?
Well, a bad beat is more about when you have like a last second.
Okay.
You're about to win and then something goes wrong and you lose a bet, like the official screwing up that call for Lost Toby.
Right, that's a bad beat.
That's a bad beat. Where
Got it.
You would have won, but then something unplanned or something you couldn't have predicted happens, and then all of a sudden you lose an otherwise really good bet. But yeah, no, that's terrible because
this is a lot of people probably bet on Florida and then lost their money. What do you call it when that happens other than bull crap?
You just bet wrong. Just a lot of people did that, and that's if you're someone who bet on Florida or Florida State, quite frankly,
they lost to Boston College 28-13 at home.
And the thing that's crazy about this is because we do not observe week 0 around here, and nor do a lot of other websites. It just looks like they lost twice in week 1. That's what the stat sheet says.
I'm sure it felt like it after you've been a double-digit favorite and you lose.
And teams are just running the ball at them. Georgia Tech just ran the ball at them. Then Boston College did the same thing. So the book's kind of out on Florida State. Does not look good.
Well, I just want to see Arizona fall, and I want to see maybe ASU find their way in there. And then when the two teams play each other, I want to send the kitty cats home crying. That's all I care about. And you know who knows that? Kenny Dillingham. He knows that.
Yeah. And he's that's his, ASU's his alma mater. So this is personal for him.
Moisland says when she's giving you the old corkscrew, that's a bad beat. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
We're not looking it up either.
No.
It's a Daily Blender, 15A, The Fanatic. We'll be back.
Hey, sports fans, we've got exciting news. Beat the Book is now on daily from 2 to 3 p.m.
That's right. Just before the blender, we're going to explore the world of betting along with you on the text line.
Send us your betting comments and questions. Speaking of which, Dylan, what do you think if I throw down $20 on my Washington Commanders to win the Super Bowl? They're 120-1.
I don't know about that one, Keon.
You got a better idea, Mr. Beat the Book?
Of course I do. Just tune into The Fanatic. You've always got better ideas.
So join us for Beat the Book, now at 2 p.m. daily on The Fanatic. Brought to you by Sport Trade, a new app coming soon to Arizona.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Our Labor Day savings start now at Lowe's. Right now, buy one, get one free on Valspar Reserve or HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Infinity or Showcase Interior Paint via Lowe's gift card rebate. Whether you're painting one accent wall or want to freshen up a whole room, we've got you covered. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details. Valid through 9/4.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Ralph. Watch this. Turn that video off. Good thing you did that. I was about to turn your video off. Hey, everybody. It's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White, but we got Ralph from Harmon Solar joining us. Got Keon Rhodes in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Of course, Ralph's Weekend Warrior Studios looks like an Al-Qaeda cave. I just keep expecting couple guys to stand behind you with machetes or something.
They're coming.
So, hey, how did your first Sunday NFL show go? 8 a.m. on Sunday morning.
It went really well. I thought it was a really good show.
You got up way earlier than usual for this.
Yeah, way earlier. A 2-hour show. It was really good. It was a total preview show, so we did a complete preview of the NFL. We had Scott the King on that kind of helped out a little bit. He did some previews of his own. Solid, really good show.
Because he was just sort of, like, don't bother me. It's too early. Last time I talked to him. So was he still kind of that, or did he actually have some good advice for everybody?
He's actually going to start getting up at 6 a.m. Eastern to do some stuff on it. I'm serious. So he's fine with our show. It's actually, he's already been up for,
So I get him cranky. So he's a morning person for you.
Yeah, he's a morning person for me. So on Sunday mornings, he's up really early.
Well, guess what? We're never going to find out what that's like otherwise. I'm not getting up early ever to do a morning show, so everybody can just forget it. 888-368-1580. Did I tell you that that's Keon Rose right there? Did I say all the stuff? I think I said all the stuff.
I've seen him, yeah.
Did I say all the stuff?
You said most of the stuff.
Enough of the stuff? I said we're in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I know that.
You did say that.
I did say the stuff. We're good.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. There's some stuff. Anyway, I'm glad we're done talking baseball. There's no reason. Yeah, we've already talked about all that. We're talking college football right now.
Even better.
And, Florida State dropping out of the AP top 25 because, well, let's face it, they stink. And then I don't see USC in the top 25.
Yeah, they are. They have to be. They moved up.
Yeah,
hard,
they're
sure.
13.
Yeah, they moved up 10 spots.
Oh, no, it's 13 is Southern Cal.
That would be USC.
Well, no, it didn't say USC. It just says Southern Cal.
That's
Southern Cal Community College.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's not USC.
They looked phenomenal.
Oh, did they?
It was a great game. I mean, I'm sure Keon will talk about it. It was a really, really good game.
What tech school did they play?
No, they played LSU.
They beat LSU.
Oh, crap. Okay. I got nothing to say now.
Probably the best game of the weekend. I think.
You think so. Yeah.
Depending on how you felt about LSU going into that game. I didn't like LSU going into that game at all. Just not a fan of that defense. I wasn't a fan of that defense a year ago. And arguably, they hired a guy that would make their defense worse. So I don't know. And then, of course, you lose Jaden Daniels to the NFL. Course, yeah. I don't care how good Garrett Nussmeier is, and he looked okay. Even if Nussmeier looked brilliant, it's hard to go from the number one offense in college football to whatever that was, and then your defense is still bad and you're winning a game. Like,
what about SC's defense? What'd you think of that?
I thought it was much better than I thought it was going to be at this point. Like, I know that they've made some improvements, but you always see that stuff, but it still takes the season sometimes for that to show up on the field. I thought it started showing up much sooner than I thought.
You know what they remind me of? I'm just going to jump. You know what they remind me of? This remind me of the SC team that went into Auburn when Matt Leinart first got his opportunity, because Miller Moss just looked great. And the way he went in there with all his weapons, Miller Moss, I'll let you even talk about Miller Moss looks really good. And his weapons, he's got a lot of weapons. That's
Moise one says Miller Moss won me some money.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he looked so poised in the pocket. That kid is not athletic. If he goes outside the pocket, he looks like me. But inside that pocket, I mean, man, he's a poised kid with a good arm.
So outside of the pocket, he has a gray beard.
Gray beard. He looks really fat and slow.
I was thinking about growing a beard, but most of my stubble is all gray now. And I don't know. Should I dye it? I don't know if I should grow it out or
I dye it.
Well, badly.
It's growing out now.
You need to get that stuff.
I have the stuff. I have some natural stuff. It's better than the stuff at the store.
Oh, here we go.
No, it works better.
You are one of the strangest people, Ralph. You're all right wing, fire and brimstone, but you're also like a vegan or something. So
I'm not right
very
wing.
Conflicting kind of stuff.
Because it proves I'm not right wing. I'm about as right as you are left.
That's not even true.
That's just not true.
You be quiet. You're a lefty. I'm talking to you.
That's why I know he's not left.
He's left. He's left center.
I know he's not, because that's my side of the fence.
He's left.
So he thinks Keon thinks I'm right center. You think I'm left center. So that means
what?
You're
absolutely
it means I'm actually center.
No, you're left. He's not left center. No.
Moist one says his curves to the left.
His curves to the left. He has the Peronis.
Oh, gross.
Show us on the carrot. All right, so go ahead, Keon. I know you wanted to sort of go a little deeper in to this AP Top 25 poll, being Mr. College Football and all that. Some of the movements were very noticeable, like Florida State dropping off. What are some other things on here you find interesting?
Well, how about Clemson falling 11 spots all the way to 25 after just getting manhandled by Georgia?
Yep.
I was hoping that we'd see a better Clemson team this year. I didn't think they were going to win that game, but I thought they'd compete. Like maybe you lose by a touchdown or two, but when you get beaten 34-3, you just weren't even in the game. And so I think some of the stuff with Clemson that was bad about them last year, kind of rolling into this season. They were pretty good last year at home. Anytime they play on the road, they look like a completely different team. And their quarterback, Cade Klubnik, who I thought would be, better because you're older, you're getting into that year two. He's still bad on the road. Like if you look at his splits from a year ago, road versus home games, it's just two different humans playing quarterback. The home version of Klubnik is much better than the road version of Klubnik, and that's still the same. That's not great. I had higher hopes for Clemson than that. I felt really good about Alabama and Kalen DeBoer as the first time Alabama head coach moving from Washington, and I was wondering what that Alabama team was going to be like and how focused they were going to be. They beat Western Kentucky 63-0. So I think that's at least when they're playing the teams that they're supposed to be playing, they handle business. I was also really impressed with Notre Dame moving up a couple of spots at 5, beating Texas A&M on the road at Kyle Field. And I really like the direction that they're moving in as well. I think that Marcus Freeman's building something that's really good there. And then Riley Leonard, the quarterback, transfers from Duke and then beats his old coach because Mike Elko goes from Duke to Texas A&M to become the head coach. So the guy that was coaching you offensively, you get a chance to go up against him and beat him. That was a pretty fun spot this weekend. So besides that, and of course, all of the stuff with Florida State, I think the ACC, just in general, when you look at Notre Dame, when you look at Clemson, look at Florida State, you're looking at a conference that's maybe not as strong as they had hoped after that first weekend. I think the only ACC team that really looked the part was Miami when they were playing Florida, and that was another impressive road victory. They were on the road, they were in Gainesville, and that's a save your job game for the Florida head coach Billy Napier. Billy needed a good win to start the year, and now his seat's on fire. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how things go for him from there. It sucks because I really like the guy. I do think he's a good coach, but for whatever reason, it is not working out for the University of Florida.
Well, you heard what Mike Zimmer said about the Vikings. I saw this interview thing with him today, and then so he said, "So did you get a chance to talk to the team before you left after you got fired?" He's like, "No, they offered me that, but hell no, they're the guys that got me fired." So maybe it's not about the coach, right?
Maybe it's not, but in college football, it's a little tougher because if you're in the NFL, the general manager is the one that's actually making the decisions on who your players are. He ought to be working with you to make that work. But
they were fighting too, by the way.
But you're responsible for the players you recruit in college. Mm-hmm. So if the players you recruit aren't getting it done for you, you brought them in there. I mean, there were other places that they could have gone. There are other players you could have gotten. You got them.
I have a problem with this top 25. It bothers me that Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are 15 and 16. It's like somebody was filling this out and went, what are we going to do with Oklahoma State? Or people didn't realize which one was which. It bothers me. How do they figure this list out again? Is it people vote on this?
Yeah, it's the AP poll. So the sports writers of the Associated Press vote on it.
It's weird that they're 15 and 16. That's all I'm saying.
It's weird, but it's a coincidence. Like they are both pretty good teams. They're both middle of the pack right now. We'll see, if Oklahoma is capable of separating themselves. They looked really good against Temple. Granted, it's Temple, but they did look good. They did handle business. This time last year, Oklahoma looked like a disaster, and they turned their season around, and it's them now starting over and really showing what they can do as a newly minted SEC program.
You know who the worst win of the week was? Oregon. Oregon looked horrible. They only dropped 4 spots. They should have dropped more. They barely won that game.
Well, that's a funny thing, but they did win. And then they did drop down a few spots for it, but
I guess a really bad team.
Yeah. I mean, seeing them struggle. I think this dropping 4 for Oregon is a warning.
It's a warning, but it's also just, I think, a testament to how many teams people thought would be better. Yeah. That they all underachieved. So if you were a team that maybe you showed some cracks, you looked a little overrated, if you actually managed to win your game, you were going to come out of this weekend better, because there were so many teams that were supposed to win that just fell to pieces against competition they were supposed to squash.
Well, so it's just the first week.
Yeah, it's just you're trying not to overreact to it.
Arizona will fall out of it in no time.
I don't know. I have no idea, but I do think that, we're not going to overreact to Arizona. We're not going to overreact to Arizona State either. I mean, it's just it's that first week. You're getting an idea of what these teams are. I think Florida State is an example of a team that maybe you can overreact to that one a little bit, because they played 2 games in that time span
poorly,
where everybody played 1. They couldn't stop the run, and they couldn't run the ball. And I can't think of any 2 worse things to be in college football than be a team that can't run and can't stop the run.
Well, as if my day couldn't get worse. I mean, the text line is doing that weird thing to me again.
Uh-oh.
I wanted to read what Baker Cocky Hens has to say. I wanted to read what the chosen one has to say. He says, "Hey, Keon, any chance my Badgers," and then after that, can make a noise on the Big Ten?
Let's see. I didn't catch the Wisconsin game, so
well, then the answer is no.
Well, I don't know that the answer is no. I didn't catch the game. I usually go back and try and rewatch some of them during the week that I didn't get on the weekend. But yeah, I can't answer that question for you right now.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Ralph's usually right unless it's about his Seahawks or Geno Smith. USC looked good, but they have some real competition in a real conference now.
Oh, I agree. Their schedule is brutal. They have one easy game coming up, and then they're at Michigan. I mean, so it's going to be a tough schedule, but it was great to see a defense at USC again, and that's been missing for at least 2 years.
It's nice to see a defense on the Sun Devils again.
Yeah,
that was kind of nice.
It was. I think both of those programs have benefited.
Let me just say, I mean, you could be a hater, but you have to be honest. Dillingham is shaping up to be a damn good coach. He really is.
Yeah, it's just he's so polished already for how young he is. It's crazy just how much he already understands what it takes to be good at the highest levels. And, I think part of that is his time at Auburn, his time at Oregon. He's been around these programs that have been competitive and has been good.
You know what the bad part about that is? You're right. I like him. He's going to have a good season or 2, and then he's going to go to a major program.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
I don't know that that's going to happen. I think that ASU is one of those programs, and I just say this as somebody who covered college football outside of living here. Before I lived here, people were like, why isn't ASU better? They have the weather. They've got, a city where people want to go there. If you recruit a player, it's easier to sell them on Phoenix. You can make that face, but there are people who get recruited to, Allen, Texas. There are people that go to Tuscaloosa, Alabama for the football. Phoenix gives you more than Tuscaloosa. I've been to Tuscaloosa. I like Phoenix.
That argument kind of just when you have 100 degree days in a row, that argument starts to kind of get
that's the problem. It gets thin, but it's the 100-degree weather. You're practicing in a bubble, and then you're playing in the fall here. That's
the fall. What's that?
It's still hot, but
we don't have a fall here.
But again,
yeah,
we
it's summer to spring, and then there's like a little cool snap, and then it's back to summer.
I'm saying fall is in the time of year on the calendar.
Yeah, where it's beautiful around the country, except for here.
We don't recognize the daylight savings. We don't recognize this word fall.
I just think that like when you start to get to the winter months, those places are not fun to play. You still have to recruit somebody to Madison, Wisconsin to play for the Badgers, or you could be in Phoenix in December. That means something. Like this school should have had a better program the entire time. And I don't think that Dillingham's going to be hired away to a bigger program because he's from here. He went to ASU.
He loves ASU.
He's an alum. Like it means something to that guy specifically to go here and turn this program around and make it something great. That's his dream job, his personal job.
They need a dome. They need a dome, man. Knock that stadium out. Let's put a.
I don't think they need a dome.
Well, I agree with Ralph on this one.
If they did, it would be a lot more
out in the open thing.
I guess, but I was watching that game, and domes are great until you take away your own home field advantage. The ASU players were out there; they were making plays. Guess who was cramping on the sideline? All those guys from Laramie, Wyoming. So you take that dome, cool. You do lose your edge because
I'm okay with that.
Because
I think you recruit more if you do that.
I don't think that that's the issue. If you can recruit people to go play in Michigan and those players know that what they have to do in December, then you can recruit players here. Like that. That's not the issue with recruiting. And Dillingham's proving it. He's going out there and getting the players.
He's getting 3 and 4 stars. I get that. He's not going to get the 5 stars at a high degree.
No,
that's the problem.
That's not true either. Again, because how do you sell 5 stars on the humidity of Tuscaloosa, of Gainesville? You win. That's how you get the 5 stars.
Tucson.
You win. ASU was not getting 5 stars because they weren't winning. If Kenny Dillingham starts winning, you get the 5 stars.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Dillingham's an ASU guy, so if anyone's going to stay, it'll be him. Sir Drives a Lot says Coach Dilly Dilly to save ASU. Coach Dilly Dilly ain't going anywhere. Hefty Lefty says Hugh Chalupa is on upset alert this week. Lumberjacks of NAU coming down to South to make some axe wounds in the Wild Kitties.
I'm not going to make that
Probably
promise.
not.
I'm not going to make that promise. I like NAU, but I'm not making that promise.
You think that he'll come? He'll come with them? Ken Turnavatos from the NAU Radio Network. That guy is the biggest puker of all time, and I love him. I just love him. Dr. Jones says, for a Notre Dame fan, this was a great weekend. Strong win in a tough environment, and getting to watch Brian Kelly special from the outside this time.
And having a quarterback that you can build around. I think that Notre Dame's needed that for a little bit. I think Freeman found his guy in Leonard.
Case the Cook says Clemson went into Georgia and the Dogs gave them a colonoscopy.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I would not have worded that anywhere like that.
Scratch Me Because says, I thought we call U of A the University of Bethlehem right now. Yeah. It's a little town of Bethlehem. You're right.
Bethlehem.
Sniper 25 says the Dodgers beat the D-bags and USC has defense again. So he's happy. Sniper 25.
Me too.
That's one of your friends, isn't it?
I have no idea who that is.
You liar. Rough
don't.
Rob says, we're going to talk about Ricky Pearsall, of course. He went to ASU. He got shot. Everybody knows this.
Plays for the Niners. What do you expect?
Shot through the chest.
Wait, what do you mean?
Fine.
What do I mean? He lives in San Francisco, one of the worst cities in the country, with a high crime rate and everything else. Of course, that's
okay, but like players don't get shot all the time. So you're saying that like that's that doesn't explain anything.
I wouldn't walk the streets in San Francisco right now. I mean, it's a hellhole.
Well, my wife is a tougher man than you because she has walked those same streets of San Francisco.
Well, have at it.
And at a work thing, she wasn't just walking the street.
Okay.
I really need to rephrase that. She was there for a work thing, and she said, "Oh, I remember being in that area." She's like, "He shouldn't have been in that area with a Rolex on." And here's the thing about this. Listen, let's come back and we'll talk about the Ricky Pearsall shooting thing because I have more questions than I have answers, to be honest. That was a weird occurrence. Thank God it all turned out in the miracle way that it did. But beyond that, I got questions. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Our Labor Day savings start now at Lowe's. Right now, buy one, get one free on Valspar Reserve or HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Infinity or Showcase Interior Paint via Lowe's gift card rebate. Whether you're painting one accent wall or want to freshen up a whole room, we've got you covered. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details. Valid through 9/4.
Hey, sports bettors, Jeffrey O'Brien here to tell you about my favorite sportsbook and casino, and that is BetUS.com. Football's back, so it's time to get in on the action. I endorse one sportsbook and casino, and that is BetUS. If you want a game plan to win this season, then check out BetUS. BetUS went large for you this season with a huge offer, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. That's right, a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. BetUS offers value other sportsbooks simply don't offer. Gamblers insurance, crypto bonuses, and casino bonuses. Plus, they have all the products you need. Competitive odds, parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and prop betting. When you're ready to lay down your bet, give your bet an edge. Why not combine your sign-up bonus with knowledge? Get that knowledge with expert analysis, picks, and predictions on all major sports on their very own BetUS TV. Get started today at BetUS.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BETUS. BetUS, where the game begins.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So Rough Rob was saying when this Pearsall does his introduction on Monday Night Football or whenever he plays, instead of the school he went to, I hope he says what planet he's from, because that man is not human. Well, he went to ASU, so I do hope he says what school he went to. But damn Manly, not bright. I mean, somebody comes up to you and points a gun at you and says, "Give me your watch." You give him the damn watch. You know, you don't fight him over it. But you know, hey, that's his choice. Everybody's, I mean, I wasn't in that situation, so maybe it was a little more than just the guy saying, "Give me your watch." I don't know what happened, but Ricky Pearsall got shot right through the chest. And it was, I don't know how this is possible. It was over by his right shoulder. So it was a through and through somewhere where it like just perfect shot to miss anything vital, went right through his back. He didn't even have surgery. They just stitched him up. They looked at him and they're like, "Well, I guess you're all right." And they sent him home. He's already at the 49ers facility. He can't play for 4 games. So they got to let him, heal, because a hole through you does still hurt. There's still muscle that has to heal there.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I guess, so many different parts of the story just catch I'm like, damn, this guy is a manly man. This is a manly man right here. First, he got shot just the other day. He's back at work. He got shot just the other day. He's only going to miss 4 games. Shot through the chest, and he'll miss 4 games. Why did he get shot? Fighting with some thief with a gun pointed at him. I mean, that part, I think, it's both manly and kind of dumb. But still, and then after he got shot, and then here comes all the EMTs and the police, there's video footage of him just walking to the ambulance. He's like, "No, I'm good." He's like, he's just walking along. He's like, "No, I'm all right." And he climbs in. So across the board, just absolutely right, Rough Rob. This man is not human. This man is manly as manly can get, with a little touch of not bright.
Did he keep his watch?
That's a good question. I don't know if the guy got away with it, or then they caught him very soon after. So I imagine if he, did get away with it, it's been recovered. But he's a rookie, right?
Yeah.
He's a rookie this year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He just got picked. So what are you doing with the Rolex? Why are you wearing what? Does he come from a rich family, or is this just his first
Well, he was a-
paycheck from the 49ers?
He's a first rounder, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he's gonna be close to $1 million, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes new money is dumb money. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but
Always.
that's he wouldn't be the only player.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you're walking around with a Rolex and you go into it's not a great place, not a great area. Ralph's right, but just come on, guys, what are you doing? Manly,
Yeah.
but didn't have to happen.
Yeah. Look, the thing I was always taught by my dad is if someone pulls a gun on you, guy with the gun makes the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Guy with the gun wants your wallet. Guess he's got your wallet. He wants your Rolex. Guess he's got your Rolex. What else you want, man? I have no say in what goes on here. You got the gun.
Do as he says, period, and hope for the best. But hey, Niner-Napolis says he wrestled the gun away and shot the guy back. So he got shot in the chest in the wrestling. So did he shoot him as he was running away, or was it
So he was
shot
carrying
in like a scuffle?
He was carrying?
No, he took the gun away from the guy.
Oh,
That's
and
how he
shot him-
got
shot him with his own gun?
Well, he got shot.
Nice.
Ricky got shot, wrestling the gun. I think probably the kid was so surprised when the gun went off, he let go of it. Ricky had it and turned around, I guess, and shot him. So I don't know if he shot him in the back, shot him in the front, shot him
I'm
in the foot.
impressed. He shot the guy with his own gun.
I'm telling you, the whole thing.
This guy's man.
It's damn manly. That's how we make him at ASU. Ralph is right on this one, says Thundar. Pearsall made a big mistake going to San Francisco. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. I understand. Well, there's Tucson. There's Tucson, Thundar.
There's Tucson. Also, if you remember a few years ago, Washington Commanders, Brian Robinson, as a rookie, also shot right before the season started in his knee. And that was pretty miraculous as well, because just for some reason, it just kind of, the bullet passed through his knee and didn't have any structural damage somehow.
How has he been playing since that?
Pretty well.
Little limp.
His first year was rough because he was
runs
shot
like
in
in
the
a curve.
knee.
Like a little circle.
But he came back the next year. He's been solid. He's been really solid.
Nickname Boomerang now.
Thundar says, I understand the way the draft works. He didn't have a lot of choice about going there, but he should have run like hell when San Francisco called his name. No, listen, playing for the 49ers is not a problem. Walking around just a place, certain places with flashy jewelry, just begging to get robbed. Scratch Me Because says the streets of San Francisco have not been safe since Carl Malden and Michael Douglas left back in 1977. You're not wrong. Hefty Lefty says, 'tis but a flesh wound. Against the Spread says, I hope you guys played that USC money line pick on Sunday I gave out on Friday. I told you their defense would be much improved. I am 4-0 on my daily blender giveaway picks, including 2-0 on my money line dogs with Georgia Tech and USC. You're not wrong.
Yeah, the USC one was nice because I played that, and then the line moved even more in my favor. So I bet it again.
Oh, good job. Good job.
So I had a nice weekend.
Against the Spread for the win yet again. T-Licious says, guess you never heard of Oakland. Have you ever, Ralph? Huh? That's 100 times worse than San Francisco.
Yeah, I agree with you. You don't go across that bridge, because if you go across that bridge, you're not coming back.
That's one of the most well-known places you should never go.
I mean, even the Raiders left.
The two sports franchises left, and like part of it was attendance was low, but why was attendance low?
In-N-Out Burger left.
Everyone left. I mean,
In-N-Out Burger, a busy, and by the way, the original In-N-Out Burger.
Yep.
They shut down their flagship store because of how bad it is there.
I combine them both. It's just that used to be the nicest area when I was growing up. I used to go there all the time. It is an absolute crap hole now. It just sucks. It's a shame.
Aiton's Army says Arizona football has the best wide receiver in college and arguably the best wide receiver and quarterback combo in the country. You know what? Nobody likes a math geek.
What?
I don't need to hear this.
I don't know about that.
Well, listen, so much meth around. Let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
Navy Devil says Ricky Pearsall was getting $500,000 a year at Florida in the NIL money. That's why he left ASU. There is no Florida. There's only ASU. Commander Duke says, okay, I think it was more dumb than manly of Pearsall. I don't think any footballer is more manly than Sean Taylor. Once a gun is pulled, as Keon said, gun dude makes the rules. No, I think we all agree with Keon's dad.
Yeah.
CK says the shooter was arrested 3 days before this shooting and they let him go. Ricky fought this guy off while being shot, took the guy's gun, shot the robber. In the scuffle, the robber lost his slides. What was that? What's mean slides?
Shoes? His little thongy thing?
Yeah,
like
so it's a flip flop, but it's the one with the strap over the foot.
Right. So when the cops saw a guy bleeding with no shoes, I think they knew they found their guy.
2 and 2 together. That makes sense.
So I'm curious, where did Ricky shoot him? When he took the gun away and shot him, did he shoot him in the back as he was running away? I think it's fair because you're shot in the chest. So yeah, you got it coming. Or did he shoot him in the scuffle in the front? I don't know. I'm just kind of curious.
It's a good thing he didn't kill him.
That Ricky didn't kill the other guy?
Now you'd have to go against self
in California, right?
Yeah, right. In California, you have to claim self-defense, but he'd probably lose.
In Arizona, they're like, you kill a guy, you're like, was he in your house?
Yeah. You're not allowed to hurt somebody that's attacking you in California.
Yeah. In Georgia, it's like, was he across the street running away? Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Did you have a clear shot across the front of your truck? Don't worry about it. Happy Lefty says original Oakland store. The original In-N-Out is Baldwin Park, 20-ish minutes east of LA. The original is also a landmark and not open anymore. They open a larger location across the street. In-N-Out University is next to the location, though. So there's your useless trivia of the day. Wow, Hefty, thanks for bringing the show complete, just meaningless halt right there. Random texter says, hey, at least we know the Rolex was real. Police responded. Had it been a fake one, well, they wouldn't have broken the $950 barrier. So with that, we'll move on. 888-368-1580.
He's not wrong.
So did you see that Michigan State long snapper? Did you see that? So I flipping through the channels and you're like, oh, here's a game. And Radio Ron, Michigan State guy, right? And I'm like, oh, let's see how these guys are doing. Like, what the hell? Carson Wentz. The dude's last name is Carson Wentz.
I did see that. I lost it.
His first name is not Carson. His name is Jack Carson Wentz.
It's a hyphenated last name. What are the odds?
That is just so weird. And then, of course, I was reading online some people who were saying, one guy who says, no idea why he'd leave the Chiefs backup quarterback gig for Michigan State, but good for him. Somebody else said, first ever long snapper to throw an interception. Somebody else says, elite fantasy football punishment right there. And somebody else said, that dude, Carson Wentz, is going to wake up wondering why he's trending, And then somebody else says, well, I hope Nick Foles is ready to go.
Oh, boy.
Wow. How do you just, if it's hyphen, go with one of the names because he knows. He's like, yeah, I did put my name on there, Carson Wentz. And then the equipment manager's kind of like, what the hell?
Yeah, but if his parents are separated or something, it might have significance to him.
Pick one.
Might have significance to him, and he doesn't think about the quarterback named Carson Wentz. Because why would you?
Of course, we're all talking about Jack now, aren't we? We're talking about Jack Carson Wentz.
Yeah, and not honestly, Carson Wentz.
If I was the hyphen on that, I'd be like, just go with Carson. Just go with Carson. That's fine. Or just go with Wentz. Just go with one or the other. This is not helping you or your career. Thundar says, Jeffrey, trying to say In-N-Out started in NorCal instead of SoCal. It's like confusing. Phoenix and Tucson. Come on, man. Don't be like that. I had heard the story that in Oakland, that In-N-Out, that they had to shut down because the employees kept getting their cars stolen like daily was the original one. So if I've mistaken that, then, well, I apologize.
And it still doesn't change the point, which is that there was an In-N-Out burger that got closed down due to crime.
They never close those things down.
Yeah. For what reason? It's a moneymaker.
So, I mean, Jack Carson Wentz, with the name, that's not as bad as can I just be honest? Cam McCormick needs to get the hell out of college. Cam McCormick is a 9th-year tight end who scored a touchdown for Miami in their game the other day.
Yep.
He's a 9th-year college. Too many years. You can't be there 9 years and play college football.
We did talk about him last year
when it was
when it was 8. when it
I
was
know,
8
but I'm
years.
saying it again. It's too many.
It's well, yeah, because that's an NFL career's worth of years.
He's 26. Do you think he'll get drafted?
No,
What the hell is he doing?
no.
The
Most players are in their prime at 26 or getting there. No, he's not getting drafted. If he was good enough to be in the NFL, he'd just be in the NFL by now. He would still be playing at Miami.
I hate to see his student loans. I mean, my goodness.
Is he making any money with the NIL stuff? Because do they just like, listen, you can stay in a dorm, but outside of that, just, that's all we're not paying you. I don't know. I mean, he caught a touchdown. All right. So
this is the most ridiculous version of this I think I've ever seen. I can't think of one where a guy's been in college longer. I know they gave people an extra year for the COVID year. And then if you're, eligible to play, if you graduate and then you're in your graduate program, sometimes that results in an extra couple of years. So I've seen 7. I don't think I've ever seen a guy go 9.
You're right, Moist One. This is a lot of Van Wilder right here. This guy doesn't want to leave school ever. So what's his end game? What could possibly be his end game? I'm going to play until they don't let me play anymore. And outside of that, 9 years in college, it's too many years. You've got to move on with your life.
Doctor or something? I mean, he's got his master's. I think they're saying he's in his post-bachelor studies. Is he trying to be a doctor or
something?
Because you figure 6 of the years you got covered to get his master's. Then what?
Yeah, they don't
he in
say
medical
in
school?
the story anything about watch. It doesn't even have his bachelor's yet.
He does. No, he has his master's.
They did say that.
Yeah, he's
in
doing his
what?
post- I don't know. It's in brand and advertising
In
and brand
procrastination.
responsibility. So he's an
just-
advertising guy.
He's putting off his life. It's just a master's degree in procrastination, a doctorate in ridiculousness. They're just too long in college, man. So he's a salesman. He's gonna be a salesman. That's what you're telling me.
Essentially. You know where he's from? He was born in Mesa.
There you go.
He was born in Mesa.
Did he go on a mission too?
His mission is apparently 9 years of college football. That's, I mean,
Cam
I don't know how to
McCormick,
explain
if you're the family of Cam McCormick, why aren't you up his ass right now about this? You need to move on with your life.
He was in the same recruiting class as Jalen Hurts.
I know. He played with Justin
and
Herbert.
Nick Bosa.
Let me just say something. Let's just say Cam McCormick, he was in the womb for 13 months before he finally came out.
Oh, no.
13.
How does he have all this eligibility? He must have been really hurt.
Yeah.
COVID probably helped out a little bit.
Yeah,
That doesn't
also
account
had,
for all
he had
of this.
multiple season-ending injuries.
But I thought you had 5 years for 4 years of eligibility, unless you had a red shirt.
Yeah, he had a red shirt year. Yeah, there was one red shirt
You
year.
have at least 4 of them. That's crazy.
This just makes my brain
It's just
hurt.
like at this point, you shouldn't be playing college football if you already have a mortgage and like a family, and you're not even in the same age range as the people you're playing football with.
Cam McCormick's going up to the big. Hey, can I get some extra tickets for my grandkids? Said,
Unless
we
he's
do that?
making, if he's making NIL money, then I get it. It's a job.
that's the question I have. Is he making some NIL money?
He has to be making some, and
But here's the
Miami's pretty good
problem.
about that.
He's 26 years old. He caught the touchdown. He's a tight end. But his existence in Miami is stopping a kid who is coming up, who's going to school for 4 years from having a place on this team.
Yes, where you don't play, Miami.
Well,
Clearly.
not if this jackhole is going to be taking up a roster spot. Get your ass in the transfer portal.
And I think he was given the extra years of eligibility because he didn't play 2016, he didn't play 2019, and he didn't play 2020 due to various injuries.
Against
And
the spread, says Cam Ward is from the same recruiting class as Justin
That's
Herbert.
unbelievable. That just
Well, this is Cam McCormick, so I don't know
It's
about
just-
him. But he's been in there for 9 years.
I mean, he was at Oregon. He caught passes from Justin Herbert.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Who's now no longer on his rookie deal in the NFL.
I think somebody needs to take a look at these rules again.
Double check that.
The NCAA keeps giving him eligibility.
Yeah, it's just like
calm down.
look, I'm very sad that you had your entire leg reconstructed. I really am. But like, you're going to be 30 soon.
So let me just say, This is ridiculous, as well stated by myself and everyone here. This is the NCAA needing to step in and do something and not doing anything, or just having rules that exist that are loopholing to where you have a 9-year player in NCAA college. When we come back, there is something the NCAA did step up for. Doesn't seem as maybe as important as this or other things, but we'll tell you what it is when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
And welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. We need to improve students' proficiency in reading and math, which is my highest priority. I'm therefore providing $40 million for free one-on-one tutoring for all public and charter school students from first grade to high school, regardless of their proficiency level. And participating teachers earn money, which they deserve, for their work to improve students' learning. Sign up at azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
It's the sound of the fight songs, the excitement of the rivalries. It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls. It's the national rankings. College football is coming. Listen for it on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Yeah, this Cam McCormick playing 9 years. Mr. Wilbur says, and wait till Jeffrey's kid plays 9 years at Arizona State. How many beers do you think he's going to drink in those 9 years? My kid will not play for 9 years. Although, things keep going the way they're going, he might end up playing with Cam McCormick. That's just ridiculous.
They're saying he's the first player to get NIL deals with AARP and with Just for Men. So 2 deals, Just for Men and AARP.
I'm Cam McCormick for Quaker Oatmeal. You got diabetes.
Metamucil commercials.
CK says, yeah, I'm sure Life Alert is one of his NIL sponsors.
That's a good one, too.
I'm falling and I can't get up. Moist One says, Monty Harrison had a couple of catches for Arkansas, former professional baseball player, and he's 29. Ringless Joe says, you guys should do your predictions for all 16 NFL games. No. What?
Not today?
We're not doing that today. We have an hour to do our picks next week, next Thursday. Feels like a week away. Doesn't it feel like forever? It doesn't feel real yet, does it?
It never does. You watch that first Thursday night game, and then it starts to really hit you. And even then, to me, it doesn't really ever hit me until Sunday when you've got all the games on. That feels like football to me.
Well, we're going to get a taste on Thursday. Then we're going to get a taste on Friday. And then it's going to hit you right in the face on Sunday and Monday. So, yay, something to live for again. 888-368-1580. So I told you the NCAA is not doing anything that's close to necessary to keep a 9-year football player from, going on with his life. But they did step in and take care of something I think is dumb as hell. But is it really worth the time of the NCAA? Here's what I'm talking about. We've talked about this recently. Oklahoma State was going to put QR codes on their helmets. I think Colorado did a stunt like that too. But Oklahoma State is putting the QR codes on the back of the helmet so that if somebody wants to donate NIL money directly to that player, all they do is grab that with their phone, I guess, off the TV or something. And then they can just send them a little Venmo or Zelle or whatever the hell it is. But I guess now it turns out the NCAA codes are considered advertising, which is not permissible on uniforms. Even though the NCAA has lost its teeth over the last couple of years, they are saying, nay, you can't do this. You can't put a QR code on the helmet.
You can only buy uniforms where Nike and or Adidas put their logo on the uniform.
The hypocrisy is not missed.
that is not advertising, but the QR code is.
They let Colorado do that last year with the hashtags, didn't they?
They did that in a practice.
Was it practice?
Yeah, it was practice this season where they allowed them to do that. But this was QR codes on the helmet, which again, it's just dumb. You can pause your TV and go, wait, I want that guy, and then what if it's not? Yeah, you're on the field running behind it. Hey, wait. Just kind of seems dumb. Or if the QR codes are in the program, okay, maybe that's a better way of doing this.
Or you can throw it up on the Jumbotron if somebody makes a play or
there you go.
Something
there you
like
go.
that. But
the helmets is dumb.
At home, it doesn't help you at all. I just
So NCAA right on top of it for QR codes. But Cam McCormick is going to be playing until he's like 43.
Going into his 27th year of eligibility. Yeah.
So Hefty Lefty says, I already read that. Yeah. The text line sometimes, I don't know if you guys have noticed it. Sometimes when you hit reload, it repeats things. Moving on. So let's talk about something I didn't know was happening. Were you aware that the flag football world championships just happened?
I was not aware of this. No,
I was.
Oh, really, Ralph? Did you watch?
It's been all over.
All over what?
Internet. They've been showing it. They've been showing the players. They had
Internet?
They had an article about the quarterback, one of the quarterbacks.
I ain't seen none of it.
I have.
So I didn't even know it was the IFAF, the International Federation of American Football, that won the flag football world championships. And I didn't even know it was in Finland. And then it was the men and women's flag football teams both won the world championships. I have no idea how to watch. What was it? Was it on any TV or anything?
I didn't see it on TV. I just saw articles on it.
The men's team beat Austria 53-1. Women's team defeated Mexico 31-18. And both of those teams were unbeaten in the tournament.
No surprise. You can't send NFL players to this. They'll never let us do it again.
32 men's teams, 23 women's teams, and go USA.
You can't send NFL players to the Olympics to do this.
You might as well. We're that dominant without the NFL players.
That's
you might as well, just to get the eyes on it, let the NFL players play.
I guess, but if you add Tyreek Hill levels of speed to this equation,
it'll be worth watching.
It'll be worth watching, but it'll never happen again.
They'll shut the whole thing down.
There's no host nation that is going to allow that sport to show up where they can just all be embarrassed by one country over and over and over again. They've already let it happen in basketball. I don't think they're doing it again.
No, you'd think that, but Serbia, we watched them and we were like, oh, they're going to be pretty upset. They're never going to be happy again. They were thrilled to have third place. They were smiling like they'd won the gold.
But look how long it took for us to get to that point.
Have you been to Serbia?
Yeah.
Okay, then you know.
Have you?
No, and I never will.
No, I was lying. I've never been there. I just wanted you. I didn't want you to be all smug about this. But no, so I think that a lot of these countries, they will put the teams out there. They will be happy to see the United States show up with their NFL players because everybody wants to watch that. And if you happen to do well against them, it's like a win. And then if you get second place, there's the United States, there's you in second or third place. you're going to be just as happy as the Serbians. I don't think that the NFL players are going to kill the idea of the flag football.
Yeah, it generates money. You're going to see those players go over there.
It does, but it just depends on, because the host nations have some say over what sports show up. That's the reason why, a good sport, you'll see something in the Olympics and you'll never see it again, and you'll go, why did they toss that out? Or how did breakdancing wind up here at all?
Whose idea was that?
France, the host nation,
they're full of bad ideas.
Chose that. So, I'm just saying, you go out there and you obliterate everyone in the world too badly. There's going to be some host nation that's like, yeah, no, I don't want to see flag football here. Yeah, we've got no chance. Let's pick a sport we've got a shot at.
The French eat snails.
They do eat snails.
They
Yeah,
got no chance.
That's not a good.
No taste. No
Horrible.
taste as a culture.
Ringless Joe says the Tennessee Titans are going to slap the Chicago Bears. Matt Eberflus is a bad coach, and that will be the difference maker. Ringless Joe, that's why he wanted us to do our predictions for all 16 games, because he just wanted to say that without it sounding like it was a stray thought. And now he's like, no, to hell that I can't keep it in.
Just let the intrusive thoughts win.
Can't hold it in until Thursday.
I would have kept that. I would have kept that in. Not a very good smart take. Yeah, exactly.
So, the Olympics and flag football and all that. So it's nice to know that the United States could go out there and play and still dominate without the NFL players if they needed to.
Oh, they could.
But just glad to know that there's another sport that we can just be dominant in. So, the U.S. Open is going on. Is it going on now or is it over?
It's going on now. Like
it's tennis
right now. Right this moment.
Who's playing the tennis now? Who do you see on the screen?
Oh, I can't see that far.
You know who loves tennis? Cats.
That's true. That's true.
Watch the whole thing go back
They
and
might
forth.
be the only ones.
That's about it.
I
Cats.
enjoy tennis.
So, at the U.S. Open, there's been some weirdness. This gal, Yulia, puts it in her sleeve. I don't know what her name is. Puts in Siva. She had to apologize because she was just a jerk to a ball girl. So she was all mad about something that happened. So she turns to the ball girl like, "Give me a ball." The girl bounces the ball at her, but then she doesn't catch it. She lets it bounce off her body, and the ball girl's like, "What the hell?" And then this Yulia, she's like nods like, "Give me another ball." So she bounces another one. She doesn't catch it. Now the crowd starts to notice this and they start to boo her. So on the third one, she catches it. And, so the ball girl's just kind of like, what was that? And everybody's like, that's disrespectful. And so she had to apologize. But I got to be honest, her apology is a bunch of boo-boo. She said, I want to apologize to the ball girl for the way I was when she was giving me the balls. Honestly speaking, it wasn't about her. I was really pissed off at myself by not winning the game from the break point and then got empty with my emotions and thoughts. I wasn't even focusing on what's going on and who gives me the ball. And she said nice things. She said nice things after that. But it's like, yeah, that's just kind of not making it better.
It happens more than you think.
You had to treat the ball kids like
I've seen more and more stories about this. Like it happened at the U.S. Open, I think, too. You see more and more stories about this, and I think they can actually disqualify a player for being mean to a ball person.
Well, how about the crowd?
It's usually a kid.
Yeah, it's a kid.
You're usually being abusive to a child when you are abusive to a ball boy or a ball
11, 12.
Yeah. Very young.
So now the crowd also being horrible at the U.S. Open. Nice chunk of racism because somebody I'm not going to repeat what was said I think I don't know how to pronounce these Chinese names. I'm not going to lie to you. Zheng Qinwen. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but there's this tennis player out there and somebody was just like shouting out racist sort of, things, not even sort of, they were racist things as she was out there playing. And her coach was even, hey, what the hell? And he's not even Chinese, so it's like they must have said it in English or something. But they were shouting Chinese racist things at this poor girl. They're just like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's sad.
That
obviously sucks a lot.
Really hoping it wasn't one of our Americans. I was hoping it's from somebody from out of town shouting stuff like this. And the thing they were yelling, I'm not going to repeat it, But it's silliness. It's racist, but it's silly. Why would you yell that at somebody? There's just somebody trying to get into her head, you know?
That's usually what the crowd does when they say those kinds of things. It's just not how you do that. It's inappropriate and wrong to do it that way. There are plenty of ways to get into an opponent's head that don't require that you actually somehow remove your own humanity. You could do that.
Yeah,
it's possible.
You talk about their parents, their wife. I mean, you do that. That's when you know that happens.
Would you like a picture of your wife? You know, there's all kinds of ways to get in someone's head. It doesn't have to be racial.
No.
And so I don't know if they ushered the people out. I didn't read anything about anybody doing anything about it other than the coach turning and being like, "What the hell, man?" And reacting to it.
Was it like curse words or was it just something profiling?
It's clearly Asian racism. Racism towards an Asian. This term. I'm not going to repeat it.
That can mean so many things, but I'll have to look it up.
I don't even. Yeah, you just look up the story if you can figure out.
I'm just curious more than anything.
Her name is spelled Zheng. Just put that in, and then this racism, and then the story will pop up for you. You see what I'm saying? At first, you're like, "What a silly, dumb thing to say," and you're like, "Oh, that's racist." You know what I mean? That's racist. Kiss the Cook says, "I know the tennis player wouldn't act like that if I was giving her balls." Thank you, Kiss the Cook.
Oh, I read it. That's not good.
See what I'm saying?
Yep. No.
It's silly and dumb, but it's racist.
But it's also just very racist. Yeah, unambiguously.
Why would you yell that? Just
no. There's no
stuff.
good reason. None.
Anyway, so that's what's happening at the U.S. Open. And as one of the tennis players is abusing the ball girl, and the other one is getting racism shouted at her.
That's so stupid.
I think we need to stop tennis. That's what it is. I think tennis is the problem. We need to shut it down. All right, hour 3 is up next. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
O'Reilly. If you've got questions, O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge, just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
I'm Angela Gonzalez, reporting from Phoenix. We're talking with the community about Phoenix Police Department. Ma'am, what do you think?
Oh, I love them. They're our local heroes. We've had some problems around here with break-ins and people using drugs on the streets. The police work with our community to have a presence in our neighborhood and keep our streets safe.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Gracias a la Policía de Phoenix.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Rise to serve. Find more today at joinphxpd.com. Protect and serve with the elite.
Sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. We got Ralph from Harmon Solar today, and we got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I got 2 questions all racked up here on the text line, so before we get back to some NFL football and other things, let's go ahead and answer these questions. Screaming Eagle, hey, the doctor is in. He says, happy Tuesday, guys. Will there be fantasy football advice given Thursday at 4 p.m.? Well, you're damn right there will be. You're damn right there will be. It's the same thing this year as it has been every year. 3 o'clock, we're doing our picks. 4 o'clock, between 4 and 4:30. The king of fantasy football, Scott Engel, will be here to give you all the advice you can handle. You just text it in. I'll read it to him, and he'll tell you right there. Easy peasy, Screaming Eagle. And by the way, thank you very, very, very much for your generous donation to Arizona Sports Angels. If I haven't had a chance to tell you, hopefully you hear me saying that to you now. It's going to do a lot of good. And I don't think you know this, Screaming Eagle. The week after, people bought their numbers off the text line, and we had just like a little impromptu fundraising drive, and did very, very well. So along with what you gave and what everybody else gave, we're getting set to make a difference for some Title IX schools, making sure they got playground equipment, the footballs and the basketballs and the like. So thank you so much for that donation to ArizonaSportsAngels.org. I do appreciate that. The other question came from Shooter McGavin. Says, I got in my truck, just got in there. Has anybody talked about Disney's dispute with DirecTV? You can't watch ESPN. You're welcome. He says, or FX. What was Disney own that too?
Yeah.
So here's what happened. DirecTV and Disney couldn't come to an agreement. Of course, they're both, mad at each other. And, Disney wanted some sort of unreasonable thing, and DirecTV wanted some unreasonable thing. So now you don't have ABC. You don't have ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN anything. You don't have the Disney channels for your kids, and you don't have FX. What I don't know what else you don't have. Has anyone talked about it? That's all I know is what I just said. And I'm glad I don't have DirecTV anymore, because I'm with YouTube TV, and they are mature, upstanding. Wait, they don't have channel 3 either. Never mind. This kind of crap happens, Shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. If ESPN's that important to you, then dump DirecTV and go on over to YouTube TV. Just get it online. And by the way, a lot of people have dumped DirecTV. Used to have 20 million people watching DirecTV. It's down to 9.
Wow, that's more than half.
That's, you know why?
They deserve it.
Yeah.
1, they lost the NFL Sunday ticket.
Yep.
2, they suck.
Customer service is terrible.
Yeah,
you're damn right.
And you can put up with one if you've got the other. You can't. You can't have bad customer service and nothing that anybody actually wants to watch.
Usually, Cox Communications is a nightmare to deal with if you ever need to call them on the phone or if you have to do anything. But as long as everything is just left alone, it works. It works. It works. And then there's a day it doesn't. And then it comes back and it works and works and works. So you know, I don't know. I'd rather have it like that than every time you need anything and you end up needing it on a regular basis. And when you call and they're horrible, and then they're like, okay, we're going to take care of it. And then they don't. There's a reason why it's not just the Sunday ticket going away that DirecTV has lost so many people.
There was a big part of it, though. A lot of people hung on because of it.
Yeah. Oh, I put up with a lot for that.
Yep.
So here we are. We're getting down to the wire. I still haven't gotten the Sunday ticket yet.
I haven't either. I need to get it this week.
So we got a kid in college. How do we do that? Does he
I'll
have
show
to
you-
have
no.
the account?
Do you have his email address?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Talk to me afterwards. I'll show
So
you.
then what? He clicks the link, or you just
Yeah. By the way,
forward-
I have an extra kit in college if anybody wants to buy one.
I got well. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I guess
It's so
the highest
worth
bidder.
it. It's like $129 instead of the $500.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that after the show.
Yeah.
It's fair. I got a kid in college.
I'm paying for college. I might as well get
Yeah.
that out of it.
Sorry, Keon.
Now,
Oh, I'm
Keon,
okay. I go
No,
I go to a sports bar. I watch the games over there.
Unless you want to buy his kid, he's selling his kid.
I do not want to buy your kid.
Somebody has to.
Does that include having to feed him and pay for him?
I don't know. We'll have to negotiate.
Yeah.
Well, that negotiation's over if it's
If
It'll
it's
still
gonna
be
like
it'll be
that,
less
if
than
you add
Sunday ticket.
anything else. 'Cause,
It'll be less than Sunday ticket. I guarantee it. You'll save at least 50%.
Ringless Joe says, Ralph, Seahawks make it to the playoffs? No.
You know, we had this discussion on Sunday, and actually, I even got Scott in on the discussion, which I thought was amusing. Scott and I are on the exact same page with the Seahawks. Exact same page. Yes, they make the playoffs. And
Everyone's
yes,
got a blind spot.
and they finished second in the division.
Huh. Okay.
We're both on board.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. The smartest sports guys I've ever known always have a blind spot for their own team.
Well, he
They
makes
go
a-
from being smart and well balanced and absolutely brilliant, but then once their team comes up,
But here's the logic, and there's good logic. They won
Oh,
nine. They
brother.
won 9 games last year. They're better this year.
But
They
everything's
should
new.
win. And you're right, but they're looking really different, right? Especially on defense. They look so different. Why
Ralph,
can't they win 10 or 11?
they're
this year?
not better than the 49ers.
No, of course not. I
They're
didn't say
not
that.
better than the Cardinals.
Yes, they are way better. They're not even close. Cardinals have
I don't know about way better, but
Not
I
even
think
close.
they are better.
not even close.
Still.
You'll see.
No, I mean I'm not. That's a
Blind
seriously,
spot.
with that defense. Not worried about it at all. That defense is
Blinded
horrendous.
by the spot. Ralph is a big douche.
You know who's blind? Who's blind is Nathan because he actually thinks Cardinals going to finish second. He's
Hey,
he's a moron.
appreciate the
Yeah,
song I just wrote. It's amazing.
I ignored it.
I don't have a blind spot because I have 25 years of evidence that there's just look. the team is more likely to be bad than it is to be good. I'm optimistic, but like if they win 6 games, I'll be overjoyed.
Are we going to do win over unders for our teams? That's
No.
the point. Why not?
Oh, wait, for our teams?
Yeah.
Oh, just between us. Oh, I thought you meant in the picks contest.
No.
No. Yeah, okay, we could do that. But we should probably do that
Thursday.
soon. Well, we don't have time Thursday. Thursday, we're just doing picks. So if
Oh.
we're gonna do this, we'd have to do this like tomorrow. There's no time for it today.
Okay.
In fact, this conversation just took way too much time.
It really did.
I apologize. But what we're really the important thing is, yeah, DirecTV sucks. I think that's really what we're trying to get across here.
That's what I would
Rico Suave says, "What's up, fellas? Lots is up. We're getting ready to talk a bunch of football here. Kiss the cook. No, Rosalie Michaels. She's traveling and stuff. She's doing things. She's still playing in the leagues, but she might come back around at some point this year. But right now, she's too busy living life and acting and spokesmodeling and doing stuff. But you can probably catch her on the Twitter though. Choro, he sent me this from Mina Kimes.
Oh, jeez.
Says, I have a gay friend who drafts every year entirely based on looks. He just texted me that he wanted Jimmy G, but ended up with Mahomes, which has to be the first time in the history of the world that sentence has been uttered in a fantasy football context.
or any context.
That's
What
awesome.
what
That is funny.
just
That
you
is
have to.
good.
Jimmy G makes a lot of sense.
I think Mina Kimes would be a good follow on the Twitters. You know what I mean?
No.
She seems pretty cool.
I think
No,
she is.
Absolutely not.
Wait, what's your problem with
I
her?
have a lot of problem with it. We're not going to talk about it on the show.
She seems witty.
No.
I don't care about her politics. That's probably
It has
what you have a
nothing to do,
problem with.
nothing to do with politics.
Oh, then what's your problem?
I just don't like her.
Oh,
Oh,
why
well.
don't you like her?
She's a
Is it
Seahawks
because
fan
she's
too.
Asian?
I don't like her.
Oh.
Not a fan.
Because she's a woman?
No, it has nothing to do because she's a
She
woman.
said
What?
something bad about the Seahawks.
No, she likes the Seahawks.
She's a Seahawks fan.
Yeah, she loves the
that.
Seahawks.
That's her blind spot.
Then what the hell, Ralph?
That's not her blind spot. That's the best part about her.
So what?
Well, I'm saying it's her blind spot because she can't be objective about the Seahawks.
That's
yeah,
true.
Ralph's
That is
blind
true.
spot is a mirror. But Mina, what was the problem with you and Mina?
I prefer not to get into it.
She's local, you know. She might be listening.
I know. I prefer
She's
not
not
to talk
listening.
about it.
She's not listening. No,
She's not
she's
listening.
probably not here. Would be my.
She's probably somebody
She's-
on the text line.
she's
Wouldn't that be
from
funny as
here.
hell?
But wouldn't that? It would be hilarious. It would absolutely be hilarious.
Can you give us a hint?
She's very sensitive. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
She's extremely sensitive.
Did you get blocked?
No.
There's I feel like this is a good story. He's not going to tell us. All right, fine. Let's talk about two more things before we talk NFL football. One, it's not a sport, but it's worth mentioning. Joey Chestnut has broken his personal hot dog eating record, defeating Takiro Kobayashi. Thought that guy was stopped doing it. Then he stopped doing it because
They
he was
had a
afraid.
showdown at the end of August. They were supposed to do that. That was his
Yeah,
big
it was
thing
like a
they were promoting.
Netflix thing.
What did he do?
Thought his head would explode. 76.
Wow.
Wait, no. Wait. It was more than 70. 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes. 83.
Wow, he broke 80.
76 used to be his record, but he got 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
That's insanity. Oh my gosh. That's pretty
He says,
impressive.
I was trying to get 80 hot dogs for years, and without Kobayashi, I would never be able to do it. We weren't always nice to each other, but I love the way we push each other to be our best. Dude, you're just eating hot dogs.
What did Kobayashi do?
You're not an athlete. Doesn't matter. If you're not first, you're last.
Well,
It's a two-person competition. So in this case, that is very literally true.
Yeah, they don't even say it in this story.
83 is impressive.
Yeah, I don't know how many. I don't know he ate, but this is not sports, so let's move on. This is a cool thing that's kind of sports, but not sports. So Selena Gomez, the girl from Only Murders in the Building, the girl who acts like everybody's teenager, and you're like, what? But Selena Gomez was in Colorado, for the Telluride Film Festival. And so knowing she'd be there, the Telluride High School girls volleyball team posted a sign on Main Street. And the sign is very crude. It's a very crude sign. It's just handwritten. Selena Gomez, please sing the national anthem at one of our home games, Friday, 6 p.m., THS volleyball team. So it didn't even spell it out. Like, how is she supposed to know exactly where this is, what this is, and what? She showed up. She just walked right in while they're playing. Everybody stopped and like, oh my God, it's her. And she sang the national anthem for her. Wasn't that nice?
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty nice right there. Kiss the Cook is upset. What? No Hotsy Totsy? I'm not going to call her Hotsy Totsy. You tried to call her Hotsy Totsy before. We told you not to do that. Rosalie Michaels is not Hotsy Totsy. Of course, then again, I wonder, that's what I'm going to call the 89, 84. That's going to be Hotsy Totsy. No, they might like it. See, that's the thing. Anything you come up with.
You're trying to come up with one that's good enough to be a texter nickname, but not so good that he'll actually enjoy it, and you've just nicknamed him for him.
I can just call him Drooling Pedo says.
Drooling Pedo?
That's pretty wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll never text again. I wouldn't.
So Kiss the Cook, the Mr. the King of fantasy football, will be handling things every Thursday at 4. Rosalie will be back someday. She's just living her life. Give her a break. 888-368-1580. So, all right, now we're on to actual football stuff. Do you like the Manning cast?
I do still. Yeah. I mean,
Ralph,
I get annoyed sometimes, but I like it.
It's okay. Yeah. I mean, there's been some good ones and some
Sure, it's hit and miss based on the direction the game is going, the direction that the guests are going.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of don't like about it is I just think that a show built around Peyton and Eli Manning should not be so dependent on how good the guests are. It's a football cast.
Well, understand they've been finding their way. They're 2 years in, so you hope that it'll get better and better as it goes. But here's the nice thing. When I get annoyed with them, I switch it over to ESPN, get more annoyed by Steve Levy, think about maybe killing myself, and then I go back to the Manning cast. I'm like, well, I can at least sit on the couch and listen to these idiots.
And now your options are Manning cast and Troy Aikman, which is worse. I think it's worse.
Yeah, I'm never watching Buck and Aikman. So yeah,
Troy
Manning
Aikman's
cast
on Monday
it is.
night?
What's that?
Troy Aikman's Monday nights now?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they just
the ESPN
where have
hired
you
him.
been?
That's
Monday
not-
Night
that's not
Football
good.
is
That's not good.
Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
It's been a season of it.
So Joe Buck yourself. So
Wow.
here's the thing, though. They're not on every Monday night. They are on September 9th and 16th. They're on October, all of October at least. And then most of November. And then they got a December game. And then they got a January game. So it's kind of spread out because, well, like me, Peyton Manning doesn't like to work much. So
He's already had his whole career. I mean, what more work do you want to do?
But so here's the thing, the release of the Manning cast schedule, you need to Google that. You need to search that. Don't do it right now because it's 10 minutes of video. But it's 10 minutes. I was like, why is this 10 minutes? And I started to watch it, and it's because of all the cameos. They got Scott Van Pelt, Robin Roberts, Jimmy Kimmel, Guillermo from Kimmel. They got Mina Kimes, Adam Schefter, Roger Goodell, Jason Kelsey, LL Cool J, Andy Reid, Pete Davidson, John Harbaugh, Mike McDaniel, Jim Harbaugh, Sean McVay, Brian Dable, Chad Johnson, Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew, Snoop Dogg, who does kind of an amazing rap, Backstreet Boys in a comedic thing, so don't worry, they're not singing. Ray Lewis, Robert Downey Jr., Michael Bublé, Justin Tucker, Paris Hilton, Kevin Hart, and Bill Burr and Bill Belichick. Holy crap!
There are NFL teams that release their schedule and don't do all that. That in fact, all 32 of them don't do all that. That's unnecessary. It is unnecessary.
This is really it was worth watching. I kept thinking I got to turn this off because it's about to get bad, but then it was like, okay, no, I'm good.
Oh.
I'm good.
Okay,
but yeah,
because I just found the list.
This is impressive. Let me just tell you though, I saw the Cardinals hype video today. Ugh,
It was bad.
it's so bad.
It's really bad.
I mean, what are you trying to do there? They're trying to make it like it's a storm coming, you know, and it's like, and so there's this dust storm, and there's these like the players are you kind of see them through it, and there's Dillingham like, dude, you need to put a towel over your face. You're right in the middle of a dust storm. And then they got this little building that's out in the middle of the desert with no window, and there's a Commodore 64, and then tracking the storm. This red light comes on. You're like, what the hell is this? This isn't.
Bad.
I've lived here since 1984. That's not a thing. What are you? Who is this for? And it's just dumb. It was dumb.
They should have done a Wizard of Oz theme with "We Represent the Lollipop Kids" with Kyler Murray dancing. That would have been funny. That would have been classic.
I mean, it would have been.
I'm sitting there doing
funny,
like this.
Yeah, like that.
You're not exactly selling people on why they should
Oh,
watch the
it
Cardinals.
would be
if you do
number
that.
one. That video.
It
Yeah,
was
but you
just
wouldn't get people
garbage.
into the building to watch the games.
I'd get in just to watch.
If you are a Cardinals fan, this is not disparaging the Cardinals, but that video is bad.
It's stunk.
And then Kyler Murray turns around and he's trying to look tough, and his little girl braids that he has, and he's like, ugh. And then you're like, he's so cute. You're just so, I just want to pinch his little cheeks.
Wow.
Just bad. Look up that later. Okay, just put that on your list. Don't do it now because we still have 40 minutes of show. Look up the Peyton Manning Manning cast schedule video, and then look up the Cardinals hype video, and you'll thank me for one. That's all I'm going to say. You're not going to thank me for both. You'll fast forward through, or just laugh through the Cardinals one, maybe. Against the Spread says, how did Troy Aikman land the Monday night broadcast? That dude has taken way too many hits to intelligently speak. Every time they show a camera shot of him speaking, you can visualize the hamster that's on that wheel inside his brain. Well, yeah, because all of our brains start to turn that way if we listen to Joe Buck too much.
Well, I mean, the concussions of Troy Aikman's career near the end.
Well, how about the concussions of me banging my head on the wall when I hear Joe Buck talk?
I mean, sure, but Troy Aikman's not helping. Like, let's not make Troy Aikman out to be the guy that's like, oh, yeah, anybody would be suffering next to Joe Buck. Like, no, they both are contributing to making that an unwatchable thing, whatever that is. I don't even want to use the word broadcast. It hurts my heart to say it.
I'm not watching it if I don't have to. And then I might turn it to Spanish. I'm not even kidding.
I just watch the games in silence. If I watch it at home,
it'll be worse when he's Monday night with Dallas.
Oh,
it always is.
So then you're going to have that in December. You have Monday night Dallas and Cincinnati.
Oh, good. The Manning cast is on for that game. Yes. Bengals at Cowboy. Oh, wait, there's more. There's 2 Cowboy games on Monday Night Football.
There's a Thursday, then a Monday.
Texans at Cowboys, November 18th.
Is that one too, though.
Bengals at Cowboys, December 9th. Somebody at the network says, boys, you got to do this.
Well, it's the Cowboys. I mean, this is not a new thing for ESPN putting the Cowboys on in December, even though, but they should put the Cowboys on in November. That's my favorite time to watch the Cowboys. That's when they're the Cowboys.
Choro says Ralph noped out when she said Mina Kimes was in the Manning cast video. It's a brief cameo. You can handle it.
We'll see.
Chief Skull says, I saw both videos, Jeffrey. Oh, well, he's bringing up something else. I don't know your problem is, Chief Skull. I don't know what your problem is. So I put this video up. Have you ever seen a Tesla that wasn't stainless steel?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're painting them colors now. And I saw this video of a blue one, and I reposted the video. This guy's like, dude, check it out. It's a blue one. And I reposted it on the Twitter. And for some reason, you should go look at this at Radio Pal 1580 on the Twitter. Go take a look. You should go to my page. Scroll down. Just a couple down, you'll see where it says, hey, I had no idea they made blue Cybertrucks. There's a little video shows this car kind of come around the corner, and it looks great. It actually does look good when they paint them.
That's probably aftermarket, though. Yeah, they do wraps on them. They do a lot of stuff on them.
It's kind of it's a piece of junk vehicle, but that does, like, I saw some that have been wrapped to look like police vehicles. Those look pretty good, too.
I've seen those, yeah.
But trust me, you want to see this video. Go to at Radio Pal 1580 and let me know what you think. All right, we got to take a break. Back with more of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NFL starts week 1 on Thursday night. The Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens at Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City. A 3-point favorite in that contest, -102 against the spread. The Ravens getting 3 points at -120. On the money line, the Ravens +128. Kansas City -152. The over-under is at 46.5. Sao Paulo, Brazil is where the Packers and the Eagles will play Friday night. Philadelphia, 3-point favorite in the international game, -152 on the money line. Packers +128 with the over-under of 48.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The Fanatic is your home for fall football. Catch the NFL and NCAA live games on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Brought to you by Bet365. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-970-8855. That's 800-970-8855. 800-970-8855.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
My name is Mary Grace. Early diagnosis is key, but make no mistake, it is a devastating disease.
For more information, contact us at alz.org or through the 24/7 helpline at 800-272-3900. Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
With the first pick. Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted. Summer means mini camp, OTAs, and pre-season. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news you need to know about the NFL offseason. If it's the NFL, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And to remember, sports bettors, football is back and it's time to get in on the action. I endorse only one sports book and casino, and that is BetUS. And BetUS went large for you this season. But I'll tell you what, 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. That ain't a small thing. And by the way, they offer things the other sports books don't offer. Try crypto. That's right. You can get gambler's insurance, crypto bonuses, and casino bonuses. So get started today at betus.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US. BetUS is where the game begins. Chief Skull's upset with me. I don't understand. Ralph saw the video, and even he agrees with me. That blue Tesla does look pretty sharp, doesn't it?
It's pretty sharp, yeah.
Yeah, you got to see it. It's got its little headlight on and everything. It's it's worth looking at. If you haven't seen them colored, go to @RadioPal1580. Chief Skull says, I don't know, we can trust your video recommendations now. Dude, it totally looks nice. I mean, it's a piece of junk, let's be honest, but it looks cool. That's all that matters. Mm-hmm. Sir Drives a Lot says, when people hear, I've fallen and I can't get up, they picture the old lady in the commercial. Well, I picture Troy Aikman. I'm out cold. Standing up.
Oh no.
Sometimes he just looks unconscious, doesn't he?
Little bit.
He looks out.
Little bit. I picture 9th year tight end Cam McCormick, personally.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, I know this has nothing to do with sports, but I haven't seen Randy as much, and I noticed he's taking a lot of time off. Is he doing okay there? He's okay. Randy will be back soon, and he's not in trouble. So if you're worried about that, if any of us was going to get in trouble for mouthing off, it's probably going to be Randy.
It would be Randy.
Yeah.
But he didn't, so it's not.
So Heavy Metal Maniac says, okay, go Diamondbacks. And that one's for Ralph. Even though you took 3 out of 4 from us, we're still coming for you.
Sure.
It's just, it doesn't have the bite.
I mean,
yeah, not today.
At this point, you better start worrying about the Cubs and the Mets, not the Dodgers. Because you might not see yourself in the playoffs otherwise.
We're just going to be quiet.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And we're just going to get through this next month. That's
it. A hell of a time to pick the trash talk today. That's
that was pretty dumb.
I would not have done that. That's all I'm going to say.
I wish you hadn't done that. Against the Spread says Joe Buck is even worse. He's a Nepo broadcaster. His dad was a legend and should have wore a rubber to save humanity from listening to his son.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know about that, man.
Yikes.
Yeah. Come on, man.
His dad
he was
amazing.
Catholic. He should have pulled out.
His dad was
the rhythm is gonna get you. Chief Skull says, oh, look at this. Even better Tesla truck. Oh man, it's a Tesla truck that has like wood grain. Like you know what I mean?
That's going too far.
Yeah, like in an old Jeep
like Vacation
Grand Cherokee. Wood grain with trim. That's ugly as hell. That is. I'm sorry. Moist One says, eating a meal, a succulent Chinese meal.
Jeez.
It's a video of a guy getting arrested, and he's incredibly dramatic, and so the police are
Is
pulling
that
him
the
out.
British guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he just died, by the way, in real life.
He did?
Yeah,
Oh.
he just recently passed away. He's like, why are you grabbing my penis? That guy?
Have I done anything wrong? I'm just enjoying a meal, a succulent Chinese meal. No.
Yeah, I love that
It's-
video. I
it's-
just saw it for the first time
Really?
recently. Yeah.
I watch that video all the time.
I was watching. I'm like, what is going on there? That
For
guy cracked
years
me
now.
up.
For years. I've loved that video.
Kyle G says, as a Packers fan, I rather enjoy Troy's broadcast. The pain in his voice when he has to compliment a team that habitually abuses his Cowboys. Mwah. The chef's kiss.
I've never seen anyone have that outlook before, but that is probably the only context that I'd be okay with accepting that. Yeah.
So I don't know which one I want to talk about less. There's two headlines I have in front of me. John Gruden launches YouTube channel. And the other one is Taylor Swift now writing plays for the Chiefs.
I'd rather talk about John Gruden.
Yeah, well,
like
Gruden,
Broadway plays, stage.
I don't think we should be watching this channel. No, like literal plays.
Okay.
I think Patrick Mahomes might have been kidding. But well, let me just tell you that one first,
Okay.
because I'm reluctant to talk about racist dirtbag John Gruden. Taylor Swift, I guess, according to Patrick Mahomes, says she's really interested in football and she asks a lot of great questions. She started drawing up plays. We might have to put one in. I don't believe you.
No, he's just good in front of the media.
Yeah, he's playing.
It gets a laugh.
But if it turns out they ever do,
yeah, if they win,
Andy
if
Reid
they
needs to
win
be fired
win a
immediately.
Super Bowl or something, and it's like, yeah, Taylor Swift drew up the last play, I might be done watching football.
they
That
might
might be it
just
for me.
say that to be funny. I don't
Yeah,
believe them.
I couldn't possibly.
But Patrick Mahomes says, I know being a girl dad, how cool it is for me to see all these little girls and their daughters, how they're spending time with their dad watching football now because of Taylor Swift. And he says, it's kind of cool. And he says, yeah, she's nice. She's genuine and cool, even though she doesn't have to be. She's the most famous person in the world. Except for Patrick Mahomes, you're a bad judge, people and character, because your wife, your brother, your dad. The end.
Well, what did his wife do again?
She's just annoying.
Okay, that's not being a bad judge of character.
Is she like a
though.
swimsuit model on SI?
Yeah, she is now, I think. I think they shot something.
His brother's got some issues.
I just saw
his
these
brother
videos.
is a bad person, but
There's
like
videos where the
you don't
brother
choose your brother.
and the brother and his wife were sitting there messing around. Patrick Mahomes is sitting there looking like, I just want to go home. I just want to go home.
He did look like he wanted to die.
Yeah. Choro says, LOL, racist dirtbag Gruden. Yeah, he has launched a YouTube channel talking about football, and it's kind of sad. He's standing there in front of a whiteboard with a bunch of stuff there, and he's talking to the camera, and it just like he knows that nobody that, and I looked down and was like, he's got 5,000 subscribers, which,
Yeah, but he used to be in front of
Used
a
to be-
similar whiteboard on ESPN, which
Yeah,
is
like
different.
20 million.
Yeah.
So he's breaking down the Brazil game with the Packers and the Eagles, and he's all talk. Just seemed desperate. He's like, I don't want to tell you about my best friend. It was some running back. And I'm like, what? It just seemed weird. Like he's sad that there's no cameras on him anymore. Just felt. Yeah, I watched a couple of minutes of it. And
You've got to do something, and this is where he is. But he did it to himself.
He's getting views.
Well, yeah, mostly right now, just because of what? It's a news story that says, you see, he's got himself a YouTube channel. Huh. And by the way, his website is was made in the 90s. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Against the spread, said, what did Mahomes' wife do that was so bad? I don't know. I find her annoying.
Yeah, to me, you can't lump her in with Jackson Mahomes.
No. She's
sexual assaulter.
You're
Like
right.
that-
You're
so,
right.
Yeah, it's just it's not equal. Being annoying is not a crime.
It is. Yeah.
Don't ever talk to me, but that's not a crime.
Right. I don't ever want to hang out with her, but you go with God. I just do a little thing and put. Yeah. Slim Pickens hat says, did you see where it was released online today? The contract between Kelsey and Taylor Swift breaking up later this month. What are you talking about?
What?
It's probably not true. Whatever it is. No, I didn't see that.
I just genuinely don't care.
What? Yeah. What the hell?
Even if it was true, who cares? Who cares?
Let's talk about what Gruden was trying to talk about. Let's talk about Brazil. So Thursday night football, we got the Chiefs and the Ravens, and Friday night football in Brazil, it's the Eagles and the Packers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's mixed thought on going to Brazil. Some of the Eagles players not happy about having to go, but Tanner McKee is trying to like, hey guys, it's fine, it's cool, don't worry about it. Just he says a lot of guys have questions about the safety and the culture, and it's easy for people to be scared about things they don't know. But it's a completely different country, and a lot of people haven't visited, so there's gonna be different languages, and the culture is gonna be different. And just take precautions. Yeah, and no matter what the game we're going to, I'm just telling the guys, everyone is going to be pleasantly surprised how nice everyone is down there, and things like that. And so Tanner McKee's like, no, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be everyone's just gonna be great. And then Darius Slay's like, I don't want to go. He's like, I'm telling my family don't go. He's like, I told my family not to come because I'm in the hotel. He's like, I'm going down in the hotel. I'm gonna get a ride to the stadium. I'm gonna play the game, go back to the hotel, and then I'll be on the plane. I ain't going anywhere. He says, I'm not gonna be anywhere to be found. He says, yeah, we're going there to play a football game, and that is it. He says, I don't want to go to Brazil. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. He says, they already told us not to leave the hotel. They told us we can't do much because the crime rate is so crazy. I'm like, NFL, why would you want to send us somewhere where the crime rate is this high?
Do you know how bad a place has to be for a guy who plays football in Philadelphia to be next year? Like that? That's insane.
Great point.
I've been to some of those places in Philadelphia. No, absolutely not. No one should go there. He plays in that city, and going to Brazil terrifies him. I am worried about everybody involved in this. I really am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think
like hostages is when like crime in America is like, give me your wallet or I'll shoot you. Crime in Brazil is I'm going to kidnap you and hold you for ransom, and the police are going to get involved.
And then they'll find you skinned.
If they find you.
Why are we
Parts
doing
of you.
this? Why are we doing
That's
this?
a great
I
question.
have no idea.
This is
man.
the dumbest thing in the world. Into a city where they hate green because it's their rival and both teams are green. On top of everything else.
Well,
shades
that
of
one,
green, Ralph.
Yeah,
Come on.
that one wound up being a hoax there.
As a hoax?
They actually debunked that.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So that was some misinformation being spread around about the color green. I fell for it too.
Neil Lynch.
I fell for it too. But yeah,
Neil's just afraid of the color green.
But that being said, you can absolutely be stabbed, shot, or kidnapped in Brazil. Like that's not off the table.
No, that's a high crime.
That's all
There's
true.
a lot of crime.
Yeah,
Sao Paulo, especially, it's horrible.
That is
I
not
know
a
people
hoax.
from there. And last time I talked to this fella with the gray beard, and he's a cool dude. This guy from he was just like, I was asking him about, so Brazil, is it nice? He's like, oh, it's terrifying.
Like if you had a Madden rating for street smarts, 99. If you don't have a 99, stay home.
Yeah,
you just can't.
Few have that.
Yeah, almost nobody has that.
Ricky Pearsall, he has like a 32 in street smarts, but a 99 in sheer damn manliness.
So what are we doing next year? Are we going to Ukraine or what?
I think they would
don't
there
know.
play a game right there on the border.
Right on the border.
In just an active war zone. Do that. See
They
how it goes.
got to stop this stuff. This is stupid.
It's gotten
Roger Goodell.
entirely out of hand.
Kansas Spread says heads up on traveling to Brazil. Hopefully the teams have bulletproof buses and kidnapping insurance policies.
There are so many places in South America you could have played this. Brazil.
Think about it. Here's
How
a
much
bunch
could
of
you get if you
Americans.
kidnap an entire football team
Right,
at
exactly.
one time? How much money do you think they'd pay?
Think about how much every one of those players is worth.
I laugh because it's funny, but then if
Yeah.
it happens, I'm going to be like, "Ooh, I gave someone an idea."
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Jesus.
maybe not that you gave someone an idea, but it still would be weird that you predicted
Don't
that.
act like Portuguese people don't listen to this show.
They absolutely do not. On account of they speak Portuguese.
That hurts me. You think they don't know English too? I mean, it hurts me in two ways. One, that you think the Portuguese people won't like this show. Two, that you think that people who know Portuguese might not also know English, or just maybe turn on the translation on the closed
I'm saying
captioning.
the kinds of people who would know both Portuguese and English and have the idea to kidnap an entire football team. Those circles don't touch, and are listening to this show. None of those circles touch. It's a Venn diagram where none of the circles meet in any way.
I'm gonna go. Listen, there's a place I can go and see where the streaming's listened to, and if I find Brazil on there, what will you give me?
Nothing.
We have streamers in Argentina and Japan.
People use VPNs.
I feel like you should owe me a beer.
People use VPNs. I'm not giving you anything.
No.
There's no way to prove that that's an actual Brazilian person listening to the show that knows Portuguese.
No, see, now that just took all the fun out of this for me.
You'd have to prove it.
Nobody VPNs to Brazil. How's that safe for your network?
That's not.
You VPN to Finland. Helsinki is
what do
okay,
you
but you
mean?
don't VPN to Brazil.
It just says that that's your IP address.
I feel like your computer gets mugged if you VPN to Brazil.
That's not how that works. No.
I feel like suddenly
It's just
a knife comes out of like where the CD-ROM thing is, and just
because of all of the licensing stuff, there are certain countries where they have certain shows that if you watch American Netflix, there may be a show that only Brazilian Netflix has. It may even be an American show, but they have the licensing there.
Who
for
would
whatever
even
reason.
know that?
You just try it out and
VPN
check. You just try it and check. That's how everybody does it.
How bored are you in life if you're like, well, let's see, VPN, I don't know, Brazil. Oh my God, the nanny is on. Oh, I can watch it.
Yeah, well, okay. You
love
say
me the Fran Drescher.
You say that. Meanwhile, there's people with Netflix and they've got the one Netflix account, but they don't have to get Apple TV. They don't have to get Max because some of those shows are licensed to Netflix in other countries. So they get the one account and they just check the other countries to see if the show's there.
Are you doing this?
I feel like Brazil's not doing
I
this.
may have done it in the past.
I was going to say, there's a little bit too much.
Did you see Brazil in this mix?
Yeah, you check it out. It's a big country.
No, you didn't. No.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Yes.
No.
You go to the big countries, and Brazil is a big country. They have different shows there on the same Netflix.
Man, I hope we talk more football tomorrow. We really did get there. Delicious says Joe Suck and the Concussion Kid are why the mute button was invented. I'll listen to the radio broadcast or the Manning cast, plain and simple.
They call him the Concussion Kid. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Oh, no, that's good. That's good, Delicious. Yeah, let's see here. Mr. Wilbur says, okay, help the partially sighted guy on this Harman Solar Pick'em contest. I got to the screen where I see the number of participants and even the number of people who've already turned in their picks, but where the hell do you click so I can do my own picks? Okay, Mr. Wilbur, here, I'll help you out in case, and maybe somebody else is blind and needs this help too. So what you do is you get someone to help you. You're welcome. All right. Oh, no, I'll tell you. So across the top under where the pool host logo is, there's a gray line. And it says picks. You hover over picks with your mouse, and then you go down to where it says make or change picks. That's where you do it. So there you go. I mean, I'm not a monster. I'll let him grab my elbow and help him across that street.
Oh my God.
I might walk him straight into a dog park and close the gate and then push him so he doesn't know exactly how to get out.
I feel like you would.
So these dogs, he's like, where am I? Why are all these dogs around? But I'll help him with the pick'em contest.
I'll lead him there.
Swazman says, Jeffrey, I've lived and traveled in Europe. Brazil is cool, but Spain is better to me. Lots of beaches. All right, well, okay. But Brazil is also dangerous.
And if you're famous, it's even more dangerous.
Against the Spread says, I checked FanDuel and the over-under on the Packers-Eagles game. Total players kidnapped is at 2.5. Kickers and punters don't count, according to the fine print on the bet. No, that's probably,
That's true.
Let's take a break. When we come back, I guess we've got on this date in Big George's sports history and whatever else we can cram in. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
You okay?
Sorry, I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-970-8855. That's 800-970-8855. 800-970-8855.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harmon Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for sports.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Radio Ron sends this in, which I think is kind of odd coming from a Lions fan. But it's a black and white photo of a family sitting around the TV, right? There's the mom, there's the dad, there's 4 kids. And it's one of them old tube TVs just sitting there. And it says, the last New York Jets Super Bowl party. Okay, so, yeah, that's pretty funny.
Wow.
That's pretty funny. You see it. Then you're like, dude, you're a Lions fan. Are you sure you want to start? Because that feels like the kind of thing that might jinx you a little bit. You know, that feels like the kind of thing that might turn around on you.
And haven't you never been
ever?
The Jets have been there. So
you know, you're better than the Jets right now, but like you've just never gone to that game.
Yeah, I would hold back on that for a while. Just take it easy.
You know, you have a lot of people on Pujols that can't figure out where to do the picks.
Really?
Yeah, but I guess they didn't see that word picks on top. But
I wonder if they're trying to use their phones too.
Maybe because probably what it is.
Yeah, all right.
Something you'll never see again is Big George as a leader. So,
is he there telling everybody what to do?
No, he's just got the season leader and the week 1 leader.
Up there. I thought you meant he was actually helping people.
No, he would never help.
No, alphabetically. Well, that's true.
All right. I'll put it in the manager's message up there where people can see it. And
yeah, a lot of people are asking how to do it.
What does that mean? First included game this week is 9-5. I don't understand what's that included.
That means a Thursday night game.
Yeah, but we're doing all the games.
Yeah, but it gives a deadline of saying there's still 5 days left to pick your picks, but it's also saying that there's a included game Thursday.
Right.
All right. Well, whatever. We have the league set up in a way where, your deadline for each game's pick is game time for that. I hope it's right. We're going to find out.
Let's find out. Someone's going to be 9 picks behind in the contest. I didn't.
Probably a good idea to do your picks ahead of time.
Yeah, just go ahead and get that done. I wouldn't play fire there.
Beer Bob says, I don't think the Green Bay Packers have anything to worry about playing in Brazil. No one's going to kidnap them because I think the only thing that's worth money in Green Bay is them cheese curds, and I don't think that's very big in Brazil. It's a good point.
Yeah, I think that I happen to think that Jordan Love is as of not that long ago, worth quite a bit of money.
Yep. No, it's also true. No. Yeah, they don't think they're going to ask for cheese curds, Beer Bob. I think they're going to ask for money. Kiss the Cook says, in the Zoom training for Rio Olympics, we were told under no circumstances do you open your bus windows. They'll try to rob you right through the window. Huh.
Oh no. It's the thing with Brazil is that like when people describe the crime there, it's a business. Like it's there are so many strategies to committing crimes that like you almost can't keep up with all of them. There are techniques that people have figured out to defend themselves with, but I don't know. I just think the better solution would be to not be in that situation in the first place. NFL.
Mm-hmm. Choro says, does it lock all the picks on Thursday? It's not supposed to, but I can't guarantee you it won't. It's a new platform. The settings are that way where it should, shouldn't do you wrong. Every game locks after its game time starts. So even if you miss Thursday, you're like, oh, damn it, I forgot. You can go and do the rest of your picks according to them. Don't be mad at me. I clicked the settings right. So here's hoping. Anyways, so you guys want to hear the biggest lie you're going to hear today?
Sure.
So there's lies. You get told lies all the time. Say, hey, how you doing? Somebody says, I'm doing great. No, you're not. You're lying. And somebody's, hey, you're looking good, Ralph. You know what I'm saying? There's lies. So many lies.
Wow.
This is the biggest lie you're going to hear today. Wade Phillips says, we're really excited about Sam Darnold. The kind of year we believe he'll have. Oh, my God. No, you're not. You're not excited about Sam Darnold. Wes Phillips, you are lying.
Wait.
There is a lie too big. There's a dude 5 states over whose lie detector test just went whoosh, and now they've been convicted of something because your lie transmitted so big throughout half the country. You are not really excited about Sam Darnold, Wes Phillips.
Yeah, but I understand the lie. He can't stand up there and say it's an apocalypse. Our quarterback sucks, and I don't really think we'll be able to move the ball this year. Like, I just don't think he could stand up and say that. So it's the lie you have to tell to keep your locker room happy. I mean,
they just signed Brett Rippon, didn't they?
Yeah, he's never playing.
They signed him. Play. No, they signed him long enough back that I'm surprised they even bothered to keep him.
I don't think that Sam Darnold is going to be so bad. Brett Rippon looks like a good option because I've seen Brett Rippon too. He played for my team once. No, and nothing he did in Denver when he had a bunch of games to play as well. Sam Darnold is better than Brett Rippon, and it's not close, if that tells you where Brett Rippon is in the pecking order of the league.
Wes Phillips is a liar. And when Wes Phillips lays his head down on his big fat liar pillow at night, you know what he's dreaming about? First round pick. The first pick in the 2025 NFL draft.
No, when he puts his head down, he's dreaming about, I can't wait for JJ McCarthy to get healthy. That's the plan that we had. We were supposed to maybe go half the year with Sam and then turn it over to JJ. Now there's no JJ. Dear God, there's no JJ. What do we do? Like that's
Okay,
where
well,
he's at.
Maybe he doesn't take a quarterback then. He takes a primo wide receiver for Sam Darnold. So now he's stacked when old JJ McCarthy hobbles back out onto the field.
If he's any good.
Exactly. That's another thing.
Don't know that yet.
Yeah, you don't know that, but I mean that's the true for any quarterback you draft. Yeah. But like with Sam Darnold, you already know what it is. He's on team number 4, so we already know what's going on here. Like
Chief Skull is sent me a picture of a crying baby saying, "Are you calling my coaches liars?" Yes, I'm absolutely
Wes
calling
Phillips
them
is a liar,
liars.
but it's the kind of lie I understand. Okay, like you can't stand up there and say he sucks as the offensive coordinator, offensive coach. Like, no,
it'd be cool if he did, but
it would be cool, but you'd demoralize the whole locker room. You'd lose the team today. Like you'd be the worst coach in the world if you stood up there and told me.
You say, yeah, guys, Sam Darnold sucks. Everyone else on the team is amazing though, and they're going to make the difference. See, then everybody's like,
well, no, because everybody knows your quarterback is how your season goes. You need those guys to have some level of hope. If you come out and at least lie, they can lie to themselves too. But if you go out there and tell the truth, Man, you've lost the team week 1.
Against the spread says, how many crappy retread quarterbacks have failed with their first 3 teams and then found success?
It could
0.
happen.
0's the answer.
It could happen. Imagine if he throws like 4,000 or 5,000 yards this year. Who knows?
Look, and look, Minnesota is the team where guys have 1 year in a career of mediocrity. I mean, Case Keenum had a year. They went to the NFC title game.
Oh, Beer Bob, no, not Wade Phillips, Wes Phillips.
Wade Phillips.
Yeah.
Related to Wade, though.
All right, listen, we got to do this before I run out of time. It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1971 in a 10-7 victory against the Philadelphia Phillies at Pittsburgh's Three River Stadium, the Pirates became the first major league team to start an all-black squad. Lineup included Al Oliver, Rennie Stennett, Jackie Hernandez, Dave Cash, Willie Stargell, Gene Clines, Roberto Clemente, Doc Ellis, and Manny Sanguin. Some names there from the past, huh, Ralph?
Yeah, I remember a lot of those guys.
Oh, I bet
Oliver,
you do. You're
I
very
do.
old. Yeah.
A lot of them played a lot later, too. So Al Oliver was a Dodger for a while.
Yeah. 1971 it took. 1971. Moise one says, look up Wes Phillips' Twitter account. He looks really excited for the season.
I have one singular picture of him from a Vikings practice that popped up in my Google search, and he looks like he hates his entire life.
You know, Nathan left his pen, and on it, it says, I don't know if you can see this.
Nap, relax,
minute
work.
suites.
Minute suites?
That concerns me a little bit. So it's like a room you can rent for a few minutes.
Neil is...
no, this is Nathan.
Oh, Nathan. Oh, that, okay.
I've never heard of minute suites.
If I'm Neil's wife and he's got that pen, I've got questions. Why are you... Yeah, why are you checking into a hotel that's only charges by the minute?
It's okay, though, because it's Nathan, so there's no one there to ask.
So now the joke is Mr. AZ Sports, it's minutes is actually more than he needs. So either way, I got your boys coming and going, so to speak, at the minute in.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Oh, my God. Oh,
and
my God.
to that, perfect ending.
Yep.
On that bombshell. Yeah.
CK says, I can name one retread who turned out okay. Geno Smith.
Yes, he did.
Not wrong.
MVP Super Bowl champion this year.
Oh, no, boy.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wait, I had Tourette's. I'm sorry.
Kiss the Cook says, Ken Stabler and Jim Plunkett. You know we're not young enough. We're not old enough to really know if that's true or not.
Ken Stabler was a stud. He was old and a retread.
I got to go to the bathroom. I know, you don't understand. I had intestinal issues before the show, and I've just been hanging in here this last segment. So that's, yeah. Don't anybody call the DEA because I'm about to blow up this bathroom. It's the Daily Blend.